Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. How's everyone doing today? Welcome. It is the 7th of February. This probably sounds terrible while I adjust the microphone, but that's quite okay. How's everyone doing today? Welcome. Hopefully you're having a good Thursday. I'm kind of a bit under the weather today. I have been the last day. I took a day off of work yesterday. I'm kind of coming up on it, but I'm honestly not like that excited to talk for too long, so I think this might be a shorter one. Maybe we'll cut it off at around 11. See how things go. Maybe I'm feeling okay. My name is not Billy. Evening. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you going? Jim, what's up? Andre playing Max 99 is definitely my jam. I feel like to some extent this is copyright infringement. I've been playing Big Max decks for a long time. Oh wow, actually Sanjay made a District 99 card. That's super cool. And we actually saw how this deck went. Like the Big Max decks has changed, and it's changed again even with the new like Nisei Most Wanted list. I haven't revisited it, but now it looks like we're going to. I'm actually super interested to compare our I think our last version of this deck was like 109 cards, 108 maybe. I think it was 108 to like Sanjay's much slimmer 99. So we'll see how that goes. Wayne, how's it going? Welcome. How you doing? Hopefully you had a good Thursday. Have a good week, actually, at least. So yeah, we're gonna start with the deck list of the week, which has 99 cards in it. Apparently, the G&K people are on board. I'm excited. The big deck, okay, so we have a whole history of large max decks, and back in the day when I think we really started doing big max decks, they were, I wouldn't say ultra competitive, but like surprisingly competitive. I think also in the max decks that I was playing, the big max decks, there was a difference in the deck, which is I think I only specifically played Anarch cards and neutral cards, and that's not the case now. So we have cool things like Amakua. Femme Fatale seems really good with the 3 copies of Retrieval Run, which you kind of need a lot of these in the deck. And you got all the good stuff. I think actually the max deck that we used to play, the 109 deck, okay, we'll pull up all the iterations of it. But the original iterations of the max deck used to play things like Faust and Caddy Jones. Well, Faust doesn't exist anymore. Caddy Jones does, and that's actually super exciting because having like a single card that can answer your, hopefully, all your econ issues is like really cool, and it's big. Or it's back, excuse me. Snooki, how's it going? Welcome. Also, Jellyhead, what's up? Andre did Big Max better. Yeah, got him. But yeah, we have a couple. So this is the last one we did. I want to open all of them just so we can see how we did it. Oh, I lied actually. This one does have out of faction cards. Let's see what other ones we have, because we did a whole bunch of these. We were doing this for a hot minute. 26 max decks sounds about on brand. This is another 108, but this is a copy. That's not worth opening. Gluttonous Max, that's actually a thing we've done on accident. These are all good ones. Max 102, okay. So this one was only neutral. This is the only one neutral and with Anarch, and these have gone a long way. Max 102.1, The Edge, for listeners in Toronto, I'd be familiar with that. Max Pact, and I do like Max. Okay, that's probably it. Baza, what's up? I forgot it was Thursday. True fact. Happy whatever today is. It all Baza. How's it going? Welcome. Hopefully your week's gone good. First time catching live for a minute. Andre Chad. How's it going, Giles? Giles. I'm never gonna get that right, am I? Alright, so look at this. This is Sanjay's deck list of the week, and I wish there's a way to compare all of these. I don't think there actually is an easy way to do it. But it starts with consoles. So consoles, we got 2 patchworks, 2 turntables. We actually have a lot of options with consoles on Sanjay's side. I like that a fair bit. We also have a Maw, which I think Sanjay mentions in the write-up. I'm actually kind of excited to play this deck without reading the write-up, unfortunately, just to see how it goes. There is some one-ofs like Bagat, which is a spicy one-of. And then you have the Archivist, which is also a spicy one-of. But I think it's largely just the same overlap of good cards. We do have a single Cradle. I think Cradle actually, we are running 2 Cradles, and I think actually a lot of the overlap here is pretty good. I like Lamb a fair bit in this deck, because the big thing about this deck was just finding an answer to the problem you had now. That's actually a big deal why this deck might have got worse, is back in the day, the problem to the solution to the problem you had now was usually a single card. It was called Faust. And that's why I like cards like Lamb, because they kind of mean that. But otherwise, we have all the other stuff. We have no Levy, because we are playing Paperclip. That's a restricted card, and we do have a single Clot, because we do have 3 copies of Clone Chip. I don't think I ever played Clone Chip. I didn't like Recursion so much in this deck. I kind of like just hopefully getting good on the first time around. But District 99 helps a fair bit. And actually 3 copies of Ice Carver is like way more than I think I'd ever put in the deck. I think we probably had 2. Yeah, 2 seems about right. And I was actually running Jackpot because I felt like we needed money. But Caddy Jones is back. I might even want to go to 3 of these. You know what? I think all that's important when you play this deck is understanding your breakers. So we have Amakua, we have Corroder, we have Paperclip. We have everything we think we do. We have 3 Davids and 3 Data Suckers, Xers, some cool multi-axis, and we have 2 Maker's Eyes. I honestly don't love Maker's Eye. You can Same Old Thingo, which is pretty good. It's dead on Street Peddler, which is pretty bad. And we do have Xers, which is like somewhere in the middle. But I think I might like this better if this is an R&D interface. I don't think we had a lot of multi-axis in this deck besides Turning Wheel. And actually probably Turning Wheel might be straight up better than the Maker's Eye. Because I think on the late game we're actually somewhat favored. As weird as that is. Because we have infinite value. We don't have to have that really awkward turn where we spend 5 credits on the same old thing to like recur our deck. Because we don't need to. 99 cards? Come on, Sanjay. Just add... Oh. You can do that. What did I want to do? I hit sword on accident. Just go up to 100 and something. It's better. The 100 club is good. Deck builder. 99.99. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. I'm a bit under the weather. I've had a sore throat now for 2 days. It's not the greatest, so I think the stream might be a bit more tame. For better or for worse. So like talking on this level is probably going to happen a lot more. Which is okay if you're into that ASMR thing, which I think we might pull off somewhat compellingly. If you're looking for something really loud, what you might want to do is just turn the volume up a lot. Play 99 card Professor decks. Honestly would be interested in playing more Professor. I think it's really interesting, and like the card pool is pretty big right now, so Professor has a lot of options. Got Turntable, we got that Patchwork. I think Patchwork is so good in this deck. Why not run 3 of them? But we do have some options here, and Hippo's really good. You know what, I just remembered we do have a nice beer in the fridge, so I'm gonna grab that before we get into this. So I'm just gonna like get all this ready and I'll be right back. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well. It's okay. Pat was actually meant to be here today. That's totally worth saying. Pat was meant to be here, and I told Pat like this morning, I'm like, hey man, I'm kind of not feeling well, so you might not want to like fraternize with me. So he'll be around next week if you're looking in for Pat. Sorry to disappoint you on that. Medan, only 99 cards. What is that? You know, maybe we'll add 10 more. I saw that deck and assume people were just directly screwing with Andre at this point. No, this is the thing is like I think it's a good archetype. Like it's not a bad archetype. Here, let me get the beer. Hey, check this. Another stout sour. No, I think this one's actually like a. Fuck. We might have fucked it up. 1 second. No, I think we got it. Trying some low card counting this week. We got it's a pale ale. Swing with orange. It's a blood orange pale ale, which sounds fine. Is Andre allowed to drink tasty beers? I'm allowed. Why would I not be allowed? How's it going, Double O? Alcohol the best medicine? So like, my family is from Slovenia, but right next door is Croatia, and I've heard this mostly from like older Croatian people, but I think it actually still is pretty sound in Slovenian culture. They say to be not to be sick, or specifically if you're sick, in the morning, all you need to do, instead of apparently medicine, is to take a shot of Slivovica, which is like plum brandy, and then you'll be healthy forever. That was rude, excuse me, cheers. God damn, this is disgusting. No, this is quite nice. It's actually pretty citrusy. There's like alarmingly a lot of particulate in this. We're not a beer channel. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna hit the ready button. Let's go. Last week was so entertaining. I thought you'd keep that sour train going. Holy shit. That was disgusting. Or at least it wasn't for me. The plum brandy is really good. It really is. This is also from Quebec. Yeah, from Sid Book. It's a blood orange pale ale. Seems quite nice. Sportsmetal, my favorite. This hand is good enough to keep. Now, obviously, you'd want a breaker if you could get one, but we have Armitage. Wanton is really cool. It's kind of awkward against Sportsmetal, but they don't expect a lot of HQ pressure. We got 3 money cards, and Retrieval Run lets us get Fem down early. I think we're gonna keep this hand. You can do a lot worse. Like double Ice Carver opening hand. Not something you want. Oh, we're definitely a beer channel. Just about almost. They kept their hand too, so no matter what, you're gonna have to say good luck, have fun, just so they understand. Turn 1 Wanton, please no ice on HQ. Well, they did it. The thing is, like with Sportsmetal, sometimes Turn 1 Wanton is awkward because you put all the agendas in archives. It looks like keeping money was actually pretty relevant considering all this stuff. Cradled in the bin. Dirty Laundry is really good to check these things, but they easily could be all right. Ross, how's it going? Please don't have Maker's Eye. So the problem here is like these easily could be that 0-2 agenda domestic sleepers, even like news team seems a lot of play. So what we could do is like we could sure gamble and then Dirty Laundry R&D. I think if we steal an agenda, they probably take the money here. So I think I want to check some of these. I'm just pretty sure this ends up poorly for us. I hate this ID. Makes me feel so bad whenever I hit things. At least we can get tempo. It's a Donish campaign. Well, that's really good. We definitely trashed that. We don't want them to have money, so maybe this is like a Maryland or something, and I think we trashed that for sure because we have money. Yeah, ooh, damn, we're good. So they're not gonna have money for a bit while we are. That's really good. We actually want to poke HQ next turn, and hopefully they res something. How's it going, Judge Ross? I have Serbian friends, and I've had the homemade plum brandy, and man, oh man, yeah, it's really good. Install double events NGO off the top. Let's go. So now they have the money. The biggest punishment here would be Architect, which would let them reinstall some of this garbage. Unfortunately, we do have a Fem in the bin, so we actually could, in theory, like retrieval run this to put a Fem token on that. But I guess we want to figure out what it is first. So if this is like a Fairchild 3, they can res it. We'll click. So next. It keeps happening. Please don't hit our retrieval run. This keeps happening. Fuck. You really spend a click to install news team? Yeah, sometimes you do. Fuck! I hate this ice so much. It keeps getting us. District 99 is so good, Max. I killed myself with 5 stim hacks. Those statements aren't entirely related. Alright, so we lost our money. They did too, though. They're running real points, which is kind of cool. So I think we would just want to slam R&D, put this down, and start going. If we'd hit our retrieval run, you know how it'd be good to fem this? How good it is? We also know they're on next ice, which is like kind of attractive for us, somewhat. Ah, yikes. Hedge fund. That's fine. We died a double neural. Died a punitive, single punitive. But they're not a kill deck. They just spent 10 for an ice. Credit hedge fund seems right. Looks like the console of de jour is now going to be Maw. Gonna get some trashes in hand. Keep that pressure up on HQ. So we can run R&D if we don't trash a card here, which we almost definitely can't. I guess steal as well. Oh, never mind. We're good. We're too good at this. So we can run again. Probably get the 2 more accesses. Oh, actually, we'll trash one on HQ. So drawing here is kind of sketchy, right? Because if we put a card in hand, we can Maw it. So they're drawing 2. So we can go in for another one. We do die to snare if they are playing it. Plash NGO front. We don't have the credit. So Ma's gonna fire, trash a random card. Seems good. Maybe we did want to hit this first. Yeah, I guess for Rashida and NGO front, you probably want at least 1 credit. Alright, so now we also went down to no money, but like checking these is relatively easy. In fact, I think we just want to hit this, put this turtle down, and start checking them, because even if we can't trash them, Ma will fire, which will trash the 1 card in HQ, which is pretty good. So we can't trash that, but we trash Ma. So we definitely can't trash this. I'm assuming it's the NGO front. Actually, we can trash NGO front. Unless we trash it in hand. Is this an NGO front? Wow. Okay. That's wild. So they got their money up. We actually probably want to contest that. Another Dirty Laundry off the top would be good, but like making those sort of calls that we normally do when we have a 99 card deck is like pretty difficult. Alright, Boastmaker's Eyes. You tend to make so much brain damage versus HP that the games are almost always competitive. It's impressive. The thing is, like, brain damage, it doesn't do that much. Like, sometimes we die to brain damage, but on its own. I want to keep 2 credits so we can steal a Kawa project. This is gonna get a Maw fire. Would they keep these open? Maw fires are so easy. Biotic labor, okay. There's honestly some pretty good reasons to run archives here. I think taking money would be good. I think we actually want to deny them 9 credits because their ice seems to be pretty expensive and we're already pretty far ahead. So I think we're gonna go trash Adonis and then just like click our last Armitage. Or not last, but last click Armitage. Looks like they're spending the 7 to get the second Vitruvius out of the game. That's totally fine for us. It doesn't have an ability. It just gets the points out of hand. They're drawing 2 more. So we have 2 credits, which is just enough to hit. Got a Black Orchestra in the bin too. It's just enough to steal a Kawa project, which will win us the game. So we can just keep getting our modifiers. We might actually just want to check archives here. Oh, that's the last one. Maui, how's it going, man? Happy Netrunner Day to you as well. So we see R&D, we see another card, and now they drew up more cards, so Maw is even more disruptive. That is not a good card for us to see. And then we run archives and maybe win. We've trashed 4 cards. Alright, so we have got an NGO front, which we should have known that. We got a Surveyor, which is pretty sweet. Makes sense with Jinja, that's the restricted card. So at this point, we can't really get any more value accesses, so we're just going to click up with that Armitage. And hopefully we can just squeak out 1 more point. We could still definitely lose this game. I think Retrieval Run off the top of the deck would be so absolutely dirty. But just like single axis pressure and Maw might win us the game. They really need to ice up every server if they want to respect the Maw. Oh, actually, no, I didn't have to ice up archives. It's been a while. Interestingly enough, I don't think we have Rebirth in this deck, which would be cool at some point, right? Don't sort like that. How do you just like do normal? Yeah, we don't have Rebirth, so we are going to be stuck with Max, which is pretty good for a long time. That's the Jinja City grid. 10 credits means they can actually next diamond us again, which would be rough, but we just need 1 more counter to deal with that. So I'm going to run archives, and then we'll run R&D. Terrence, what's up? Wanton? We definitely could Wanton. We just need to get up to 6 strength, so we'll do it next turn if they don't purge. That means we're actually going to take our time here and just get credits, which I think it's fine. We're already on the back foot, and they're going to start committing ice. Like, they're going to, we know when they're drawing ice because they're going to res Jinja, so we know how good our Wanton is. How's it going, Terrence? Nerfing your turtle with all these agendas. Definitely is. Going for the purge there, I think that's pretty smart. We do have the Mimic, which is a bit out of strength of this bad boy, but base checking now is pretty sorry. We'll just get some turtle counters. They have to do something about that, and I think the card that they drew is almost definitely not. Are we going to be playing around next diamond the whole game? I don't think so. This feels bad. But like purging when we have, like, they traded a turn for one of our turns. I guess with Jinja it's better, but we have daily casts. I don't know. That's a Surveyor. Another purge. Oh my god. Who's gonna win this one? I think now we are, because we have that. Did we just lose to this Surveyor draw? Like to the slow Jinja? We also could draw once to throw the MK Ultra, but we just don't have enough money to begin with this. Actually, no, we kind of do. Whatever, we'll provoke a purge. Vincent, oh no, 100 cards max. You like this deck, Vincent. What are you talking about? How's it going, by the way? Ice on archives. We're now at 6 strength. We can go for the Wanton. MC Austerity makes the Wanton a fair bit worse, but it also means that there's likely agendas in hand. We do have that sweet retrieval run to get the Fem up on the next diamond, which I think is actually probably preferable, but we also have to deal with this. Okay, we've hit a crossroads, my friends. So the only thing we can't get through here is a Turing, and actually, in fact, we can, because we do have the Orchestra, but if we play the retrieval run, it gets a fair bit harder. I think we definitely retrieval run here. 4 credits is enough to get through this. It has to be either black, or it has to either be Turing and AI hate. Oh, that's fine. We don't fem that. That's exactly fine. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, this is only 99 cards, you're right. So we're gonna get the fem. The thing is, do we want to fem the toll booth? Almost definitely not. I think we definitely fem the next diamond. We also now can contest this remote server. We only need 3 to trash, so we're 1 credit short of doing that, which is unfortunate. We also could just run R&D here, which I think is fine. We'll take the 2 credits. We can't steal a Kawa no matter how we go, but with 2 credits, they're unlikely to res, so we're gonna run R&D here. 2 credits is like what? Nothing. And we get Turtle and Data Sucker. And we have Toll Booth and get a Maw Fire, which is really good considering with Austerity. So they drew a Toll Booth, that's on the remote, that's fine. They're going for the Purge, still with 2 credits. I don't think that matters. And they also didn't hit MC Austerity. So we can spend all our clicks and all our credits to mill 2 cards from hand. We can wait for a bigger hand, because going R&D, they probably can't res anyways. I don't like this Purge at all. It's not a particularly good Purge considering you want to ice up. Like, this Purge does nothing. I don't think we actually want to trash it, because it's a really bad draw for them. But we don't have money. I don't think we trash this. Yeah, they can't res anything in the remote. I think we go for the remote now. Because we know this and this. Yeah, we're going to go trash this thing for sure. 6 credits. At 2, they can't res much. Yeah, we're definitely going to go trash this austerity. That's a way we lose. With 2, they could res, like, maybe if they have IP block, it'd be annoying, but not that bad. If they had wraparound, it'd be really annoying, but it looks like we're going to get this. We know there's a Adonis on the top, so I don't really care to trash this thing. I'm going to throw out the paperclip because we have no barrier breaker. Well, we technically do have a sentry breaker. Wanton 3, 2, 1. It'll happen soon. The thing is, like, is that the last NGO front? Is that the last NGO front? If it's not the last NGO front, they can't score it. So that's probably fine. The thing is, they can suddenly have 8 credits so they can res whatever the fuck this is. Now with 8 credits, they can't res next diamond. They seem to be spending money on Till Booth. I don't think it matters. We can break something 4 strength, so the worst has to be 5, right? It probably has to be NGO. Cluckots, how's it going? But like, I don't think we have to respect what's on R&D. I still think we run. 3 credits is enough. We can break 1 subroutine on Architect. No, we can break both. No, this is fine. Res your NGO. I don't think it's an NGO front. Ginger City Grid, no, we'll maul the final card. Man, maul the fun card. What is this? I think it might just be the 0-2. But they have no money. Like, what are they going to do with it? Well, now our Wanton looks pretty stupid, so that's kind of fun. And we do have the David, which is really good for checking archives eventually. I just think we take all the money. I haven't been checking my archives, which largely doesn't matter. I guess sometimes it'll affect our play when we play around certain cards, but not great. Saw you drinking that beer, so I got my own. What'd you get? I'm doing okay. I'm a bit under the weather. So, I don't want to talk too much, which sucks, because, like... Oh, that's a fine score. That was the game point in there. We could have just ran it. There's no reason not to run it. We should have just ran it. That sucks. Alright, well, no pressure. We're probably going to trash this one Jinja in HQ. Ah, we could have won. Yeah, I think so. There was nothing you could have scored, I thought. So no pressure. That one is the best one. Yeah, we got fooled. We did get duped. That's okay. That's a hedge fund, which they can definitely play. We milled the Jinja in hand. So purging is bad. I think we actually start drawing. The problem is, like, we only have 2 Maker's Eye. They're all in the bin. Same old things. We have a couple more. Hitting a 99 would be good in District. Yeah, we did get got. We did definitely get got. The Mimic is not that good considering we have Fem, so that's not that valuable. This, I don't think the Wanton's going to be good until they fire their ability. Same old thing is really good because we can same old thing Maker's Eye next turn. I assume they're going to hedge fund up. If they hedge fund up, they're not purging. I wish we had more money. So we're going to click for credit. This is why I love Turning Wheel. Like, I think Turning Wheel is so much more compelling in a deck like this. Yikes. There's a hedge fund, so we don't know anything in hand. I think you want to draw first, because now they have to draw second click, which is really awkward. So they're just clicking for 2. So I think we're just going to do same old thing into... Actually, we might as well see what's on here. Liberated, which is good. Corroder, which is okay. Hacktivist, which is unplayable. And we're just going to go for the hopefully the ending Maker's Eye. We can break 8 strength worth of ice. That's exactly enough. So we definitely want to spoon that. We have just enough counters. Absolutely brilliant. In theory, we could like take brain damage or trash our cards, but oh man, imagine on this if we had a single hippo, how good we'd be. I wish we had more money. Yeah, trash the Jinja. I don't think so, Meidan, because it just makes their hand easier to deal with. FC3 off the top, which if it goes on the remote, like it doesn't matter. Hyperloop, that's game. All right, we probably should have just ran the NGO. I just didn't want to deal with some of this ice, but we had enough. That was awesome. I definitely wasn't playing around FC, and I guess with this much expensive ass ice, I don't know how they afford all of it, but it makes sense that they have the big one. And that's the thing about Max is like even if you ignore the heap to some extent, like Retrieval Run had value, like you just get free card draw and you're playing a good deck. So I really like this. Again, there's some differences. I think we're going to definitely play another because we didn't see some of the more fun cards. Like we didn't see Caddy or Xer or District 99, which are some of the more modern additions to this sort of deck. The single Bagat also would have been kind of cool. I'm so glad we found the one copy of Ma in this game. Like this game would have been so different had we not found a single copy of Ma. That's sort of the excitement you get when you bring this to like your casual night, your GNK or whatever. That sort of element might be more frustrating if you're trying to play at more competitive tables, but like as a 100 card deck, when you put it on the table, people laugh and then they have to help you shuffle it, which is always good fun. Oh. It's February already, my friends. For those who expected Patrick, he'll be here next week. I told him not to come because I wasn't feeling good. I didn't want to get the guy sick. So he'll be back. It'll be your mid-month Patrick stream. It's a short month too, so that's cool. If you don't like February, I guess. This deck does not have Glut Cipher. I'm confused. We were looking at our old Max deck that had Glut Ciphers in it, and let me tell you, I've lost games playing that card. Did you have to repeat Baza? No, just 99. Yeah, Patrick is not here this evening. Ooh, Acme. That actually is a hard matchup for us. Okay. Thanks, you too. Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Acme recently. It's what I've been bringing to like every GNK. And there's certain cards you have to play around. Largely, Universal Activity Fee loses you the game if it fires. So basically, the best thing we can do is find an Amakua. Second best thing is an Eater. We also need a lot of money because this is almost definitely a hard-hitting news deck, something that combos really well with Universal Activity Fee. So while the stim hack is cool, while the double fractor is kind of okay, I think what we want to do is probably go for more money. We have 3 Eaters in our deck and 3 Amakuas, so finding an AI can't be that difficult. I'm going to try and high roll this because like a bunch of these cards are useless in the first turns. That's probably better. I was going Jester. Eater perfect? Yeah, just about. That looks like a Rashida if we've ever seen Rashida. We lost to Orchestra and a Corroder. That's actually worth knowing. I think we're just going to set up and play the money game. Sometimes these decks play reversed accounts. Oh, I did not plan my turn. Okay, we'll click for a credit awkwardly. Yeah, that's a Rashida. That's good. AGR, how's it going? How are things for you? Winnipeg is freezing, even from us. Montreal, it's above 0. It's actually been like 6 degrees. Everything's really wet outside. It's unpleasant. I hear Winnipeg's probably in a terrible spot, but that's usually how winter is, huh? How you doing? Attitude adjustment, just gained 4 credits shuffling 2 degree mills in, and that's a really big deal. Not only do we want to play around degree mill by having cards to shuffle, which sometimes can be pretty easy. We have a lot of same old things. But also this means more likely that it's closer to the decks that I'm familiar with that have only 8 agendas. Oh, that's a really good card. I forgot that was in the deck. So that's generally 6 3-pointers and then 2 singles. Usually the 1-pointers are Quantum Kitty and then the 15 minutes, which is really sweet. Got it. The Black Orchestra. Got the others in hand, so I think we want to draw once. Hippo's really strong threat. But if we had a UCF, all we want to do is like keep money on Caddy. Like Caddy does make that the UCF a bit worse because if we hit UCF, then we just take all the money off Caddy. We generally recover, so we probably just want to be greedy with Caddy. I'll draw again because I think we want to throw this out. Oh, Street Peddler's cool. That gets us another DDoS, a day job which is useless, and an Xer which is actually kind of fun. We're gonna throw these out. We hit Caddy, that's all that matters. Ben, what's up? Lots of 99 card max today. Yeah, we're gonna play a couple of games of this. It's the deck list of the week, and then see how things go from there. How you doing? Suhas, what's up? How's it going this fine day? I'm a bit sick, but otherwise I'm okay. Could be a lot worse. How are you doing? Paperclip and bin. This could be an NGO front. This could be a reversed accounts. I think that's largely all it could represent. And if we hit this and lose our 5 credits, it's honestly not that bad. So I think we're actually gonna run it and see how that goes for us. Because we have access to all our breakers. The worst case if it's a UCF and we don't gamble first, it's pretty bad. But if they res like a... Yeah, this is probably fine. Kevin, what's up? 5 card hand size, wide to 4. Also, hello. Did I over discard? It looks like I probably over discard. Yeah, I ended with 4 cards in hand. Oh, that's actually pretty shitty. Well, we threw out 2 Black Orchestras, so that probably won't matter. Maybe that's actually bad for us if we drop Patrick. Yeah, I did discard 1 too many. Ottawa went from -18 to +6 on rain and then dropped back. Yeah, we've been doing that last week. We can also just DDoS run this. I want to keep our DDoS off here is probably better. I think we'll probably just like gamble DDoS run it. Reverse accounts is really bad. For hard hitting news, we gotta just make sure we have enough money. So basically take Caddy. It's an SSL. Okay, that seems pretty important that we just take the money off Caddy now because they're gonna have 12. So this puts us both at 12. Caddy wasn't that good in terms of efficiency, but in terms of non-efficiency. Also, just keeping a street peddler. Ooh, keeping a street peddler. We do have hacktivists, I think. Targeting Black Orchestra. There are no tag-based code gates. There are none. So that's interesting. The company I work for just got bought by Sunrise Records from Canada. I'm happy about that. Oh, cool. Sunrise Records. I know that name. Why do I know that name? So they have a current. That's good if they're playing the new sounds. In terms of code gates, like I'm assuming they're an Enigma. There's not a lot of really good code gates besides maybe Toll Booth. We have other answers to that. So I think we're back on the slow plan. They didn't punish us that hard. We definitely want to hit Caddy up. I think Ice Carver actually is pretty good in this matchup because I'm assuming if they're playing currents, they're playing new sound. That means that we can get through it for 3 instead of 6 with MK Ultra, so it largely pays for itself. It's also something you can always shuffle in for Degree Mill. They're going to get a lot more money than us very soon. We want to draw once more. The turtle is good. It makes IP block very bad, but it means we can get through UCF, so it's kind of a blessing and a curse. I think we're just going to set up. Authenticator's half tagging? Yeah, but you can always just take the tag on it. Oh, wait, actually. Does Authenticator work well in Acme? I don't think it actually does. Their Canadian music chain. Okay. Sunrise Records. Oh, yeah, we used to have that in the mall growing up. I think it's still there. Got the Fem in the bin. Having more money would be pretty sweet. We got Double Ice Carver, which doesn't have that much of a use, and they have so many credits. And this is like C-Source credits. Like C-Source closed accounts would be really bad. I don't think people actually play anymore. What's it called? We're just gonna draw through deck. No Acme synergy? Okay. Confirmed. Okay, I think we actually want a day job next turn. A bit anti-synergistic with Caddy, so I think we're just gonna do this, hit Caddy up, and then throw out like the redundant Ice Carver. And then next turn we can day job, which is pretty good. We just want to make sure if we interact with them, we have like some sort of parity in credits. I just got all seeing eyed. That's the one I was trying to think of. I thought people stopped playing that because Valencia and Mining Accident was everywhere. This deck doesn't have Mining Accident. What's with that? Why would you not put a Mining Accident? It's really good. Preemptive action. Looks like it's just for some money. Rashida, some draw, some shuffling. Again, the threat here is real. I'm just going to go and get 8 credits. Seems okay. They're not doing anything quickly. They're not generally a slow, fast deck. They have to score 3-point agendas. The thing is, Install Advance has a lot of scary options. Now with 18 credits, legitimately scary is universal connectivity fee. Then we lose all our money. And even like UC IP block is really scary with Amakwa. So if we hit UCF, we lose 18 credits. That's like way too much. That's like too many. There's maybe 1 too many credits. The thing is, like, this is no longer the outermost, so we can actually probably run this. Like, we install DDoS and we run this. As long as we don't need a decoder. Even if they need a decoder, whatever, we'll give them 30 credits, 10 credits. But we DDoS run this. This is no longer the outermost, so UCF doesn't do anything. I think that's fine. Do we run this, chat? I don't know if we need to. They're pretty far behind. Like, if they score this, it's more likely to be a degree mill than anything else. The reverse accounts is kind of gross, but I think we'll just set up with the turtle, just so we don't have to worry about it. We just only worry about our IP block. We ran once, so we can run twice. You need just 2 to get from IP block. Actually, you could do 1 in Ice Carver. That's totally worth knowing. C-Source could kill Caddy, but then they don't close accounts us. DDoS, Stimhack, Fem, Inner Ice. Yeah, you're right. Clone Chip, Fem. Oh, fuck, it is an agenda. At least it's a degree mill. Oh, it's not even a degree mill. It's gone, Mark. Yeah, we could have gone aggro there. I think actually we would have got the point. Wanton is so incredibly good in this NBN matchup because generally in their hand they're holding like closed accounts, C source, but more likely hard-hitting news, stuff like that. So just getting in is really important. And they're going to have more money this... Oh, no, don't do that. I don't think there's agendas in here. I just want to get Amico counters. And like clone chipping for a data sucker would be reasonable. There's the UCF, so we found it. Luckily, we have exactly 2 counters on the UCF, so we can just break it. That was the card we've been playing around the whole game. Super glad we found it. I think I wouldn't have even rezzed it so that we know where one of them is. There's a hard-hitting news. No surprise there. They could go for the value hard-hitting news. We actually just want to turn this current off too. We ran once. We might as well run again. So new sound. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, we can't hippo it. Whatever. So we're just going to go ahead and David it. We'll hippo that after. Found another UCF, so we know where 2 of them are. If we take this, we're actually okay with money, and then next turn we'll consider installing a Liberated. We actually could have put down Xer there too, which I just forgot about. The DDoS is okay, but we know where 2 UCFs are, which is actually pretty good. And eventually we just get through this with the turtle, which is cool. There's a chance we want to just hippo IP blocks. I think we'll draw once and just take the money from Caddy. That's the last Ice Carver. We'll just throw this out and take the money from Caddy. So I'm still not sure what code gates they have. Why can't you hippo it? Because we broke the subroutines on Universal, and this says the first time you break all subroutines on the outermost piece of ice. And we already did that on UCF, so we can't use it on Archangel, because that was the second ice we broke all subs on. I fucked that up more than once. I'm assuming it's a UCF on Archives, and then something more potent here. Evening, Jonathan. How's it going? So I think we're just going to go Maker's Eye Xer onto R&D. I just don't know what we shuffle in. I think we shuffle in Corroder and we just don't Xer this turn. So I think we're going to go Maker's Eye R&D. This is very unlikely to be an agenda. There's a small chance that it is like a Quantum Kitty, but if it's anything, it's like a Rashida or reversed accounts. So we're going to go for this. Install? No. We're going to go David. We're going to hippo it, I guess. We're going to see 3 cards here. Card from deck. Rashida. Yeah, we'll trash that. Card from deck. Data War, that's a big boy. And that's another Archangel, which they can pay credits, but we can always just David it again. Then we'll shuffle our David away. Tired? Ah. Already here. So now we can shovel this away with Media Blitz. We could have Xer'd there for sure, but I kind of like this DDoS on a stick. Especially when a lot of their plan is about like deep servers. I think now we actually just like put down liberated counts and hit it twice. We also could just caddy here. Like we're not in that bad of a spot. I'm pretty sure this is like a Rashida, which draws them into an Archangel and to a Data Ward, which isn't that bad for us. Actually, trashing the Data Ward is pretty good. It's really hard for us to deal with. Cowboard, how's it going? This deck has a lot of cards. It has some. How you doing? Infinite Jester, you kicked my ass earlier today. Yeah, the thing with the Xer is, I don't know, it sees 1 more. That's fine. We don't need to run again for a bit. I think that's the best part. So the question is whether we hit Caddy. I think we'll just draw once, throw this Ice Carver out. Clot has value. As soon as we throw into the bin, they can't score out of the 15 minutes from hand, which is like kind of cute. So I thought that would throw it out. Never mind. He's tapping brain damage. Pop-Tart Ale. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, it is a Quantum. Oh, it is the 50 minutes. Okay, that sucks. So now they're on game point. So there's only 2 1-pointers, and they found one of them. Forked is really good for Data Raven if we get through it. And if this is Data Ward, it's not that annoying for us. Like, it's probably okay. The thing is, like, we don't see a new card here. Damn, that sucks. That really does suck. I think we'll run HQ. With 4, we can get to new sound. I don't think they have an agenda in hand, but at least we get some accesses. We know 1 new sound. Okay, so that's the Data Raven. So this is another good reason why you'd want Turning Wheel. But this is a card that we will definitely want to get through with Forked, if anything. The beer no one asked for. Yeah, so we probably just want to run that single, and then we can do the money thing, because they'll have 18 if they res the Data Ward here. Yeah, so that's the Data Ward. This card is actually really expensive because it is the outermost piece of ice, which sucks. So it's either pay 3 credits or take a tag. If we pay 3 credits, it still ends the run. So I think we're just going to pay 3. Luckily, they spend more money than we did on that. So that'll end the run. The subs on this are really good. This card's insane. This is a really good card. There's not a lot of good ways to deal with it. So I think we're just going to play that down and hit it once. There's not actually a good run there. Like, I think we're just provoking to res. But as soon as they put another ice on the server, it's pretty bad. All right. that is a big deal because now the UCF that I'm assuming on archives is alive and well, and that's not something we can deal with easily. So we actually, like, I don't know what to do anymore. I think we need to find Eater or Bust. Or actually just hit it now would probably be the best case scenario, and then just like hit Liberated 3 times. So if we hit it, we're gonna like install Fem onto Data Ward before with the subroutine fires. Yeah, that's probably the best. Actually, we probably want to just Fem on Raven. Yeah, let's hit the UCF on purpose. This will be fun. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We wanted to do this. So we're gonna lose all our money, so we're gonna try and spend all the fucking money that we can. If we put this on Data Raven, it's pretty cool, but I think actually we can't deal with Data Ward ever, so that's probably better. We can spend more money here, I think. So we can install a DDoS for 2. That's probably better than the Xer. And now they can fire it. We lose 3 credits. And then we're just going to go ahead and liberate accounts out of this. And now we have an open server, which is pretty sweet. So we got him. It's really cool to play like that, where you keep money on your resources against UCF decks, because UCF is a hell of a card. The Pop-Tart ale is pretty good. I don't think I've ever had a Pop-Tart in my life. So now they gotta think. They probably could burst to some extent hard-hitting news us. The question is where the last UCF is, because that will actually be really painful. And we probably wanted to get another counter there, but we know they had a hard-hitting news in hand. Oh my god, I love this card. It's way too expensive though. All 3 Wantons are in the bin though, so I think we need to play this one. Nicely handled there, thank you. I think we need to play this one just to have a chance to have enough money to play this game, because disrupting hand is really important. 6 seems like a lot, and 6 is a lot, but we need to do something here. A Data Sucker would be really good. How do you avoid Pop-Tarts? They just weren't a thing. Trash D4 to Fem install? Zach, how's it going? I know they're on Degree Mill, so I want to keep cards I can shuffle in, so I actually do want to keep the D4 out. But yeah, if you wanted to like recur it, the thing is like we've gone through 2 clone chips already. I don't know if we're going to recur this, David. How's it going, Zach? Montreal, they must have flavored Pop-Tarts, stuff with cheese curds and gravy. Yikes. 10 words to Texas 4, I guess. Best I got, I think. Unless we like trash this, that's the best we have. Oh yeah, we can Ice Carver and then run through that. Maybe we should have femmed this. I don't know. I think we're just gonna like play slow and take money because they're at an awkward spot. Oh, that's Caddy. As well. We still have a pocket fem or stim hack, excuse me. In Ottawa, poutine is a verb. I'm gonna poutine it. Yeah, 4-1 R&D is now seeing new cards again. It's all advanced events we have to run every single fucking time. And there's 3 NGOs still in the game, so the question is, do they... Oh, that's actually really good. Problem is our David is there. Okay, so this deck has generally a limited amount of ice. Generally on 3 News Hound. Pretty sure there's a News Hound on the remote. That's going to be an issue unless we put the Ice Carver down. How do we get into this remote? If there's the final UCF, then we need to play Ice Carver. That's the only issue. We have to run this. Unless we want to like call their bluff, which like, the fuck am I going to do that? The DDoS is probably not that bad because now this ice doesn't give you a tag. So if it's Data Ward, it's lousy. If it's UCF, it's lousy. So that's actually probably the best case scenario is we just use DDoS and like run it normally. The thing is, if it is an IPO NGO front, we have a huge credit problem. I think we just DDoS stim hack it. And then run archives twice and then hit caddy. That feels right. I just think we want money. We also just want turtle counters. Excuse me, that was wretched. Let's go. This is definitely not an agenda, but we really just can't take risks. Oh, that's cool. That's actually a really cool card in this archetype because it lets you reposition ice, and inherently Acme is about positional ice. Oh. Okay. Well, that was good. That was alright. We literally spent 1 credit on that run, but you know. Okay, so now if we take all our money from Caddy, we'll be at 12. They're going to be at 8, 9, 10, 11, which is fine. They can spend all their money on us. We have that. So I'm just going to run archives once to get another token because they can't res this so that we can threaten like, I don't even know why we need this token. I think we need like 4 tokens. All stim hack the value. Yeah, at that point we probably should have installed a Black Orchestra because the current was. Oh, we just turned the current off. Never mind. So we'll run archives again. In theory, this puts us on 4 with the Ice Carver, so that we can get through Newshound and Raven if we need to. But there's only now like 4 more agendas in the deck. It's particularly difficult to get through the Data Raven into Quantum Kitty, but that actually doesn't help them win the game, so it doesn't matter. They're on 11 credits. They're drawing up, which is really good. We have Maw. Like, we actually probably... I totally forgot we had Maw. We should have ran their remote and just got nothing. We 100% should have ran the remote and just, like, took nothing. Archivist probably doesn't matter. This is initiative. This is a nothing. Degree Mill, I don't know what it is, but, like, the next agenda wins the game, so this is only worth 1 link. Which actually does sort of matter if we want to trace through things. But I totally forgot we had Maw. We probably should have ran this server and paid 1 credit instead of running archives just so we get a Maw fire. That's totally a fuck up. Oh, it says you access a card. Okay, no, so maybe that doesn't work. Or 0 a card? Is it just like this? Access cards. Can you Maw an empty server? Does anybody know? So this seems like a Rashida. There's 2 more Rashidas in the game. 18 credits for getting agenda stolen is pretty good. They got a lot of money. Not only 18 credits, 27. He said confidently. You cannot. Thank you. I think we run this. Like, now this is the innermost, so like it really doesn't do much. Stop it. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. No, then I won't break. It's fucking Henry Phillips! Oh my god. When a runner breaks a subroutine, gain 2 credits. So they res 2 and we end the run. That's fucking fine. Oh, this card. This card makes no sense to me. I guess it's a subroutine, so they have like a massive data ward, but like I'm not trashing this. You can't Maw an empty server, just classic case similar effects being worded. Excellent. That's good to know. That's awesome. I'm excited about this. There's no way this is worth a card slot, if you ask me. I think we're gonna run archives now. In theory, I think we actually like should put down Ice Carver and run archives, just so if we hit Newshound, it isn't obnoxious. I just feel like our money is tight. Yeah, whatever, we'll do it. Accessing cards is a step in timing. Accessing card is a specific trigger. Oh, fuck. This thing. Caddy isn't loaded, so we just trace this. At least they spent a lot of money on it. And there's no really bad bounce here besides the Fem. Which is actually pretty bad. Now we have to take a credit last click. That sucks. Archivist is worth it now. Alright, so they can. So we're just going to click for a credit here. So this gives us a counter, which was useless once we put the Ice Carver down. That sucks. So they're going to be on 9. They can probably hard-hitting news us. We can just clear all the tags, though. So we're both going to be in, like, not in good money. So that's probably fine. He tells himself. Yeah, boy, 99 cards. How's it going, Dan? Install advance. Oh. Please top deck a stim hack. Damn, he's good. How was the tournament on Sunday, Dan? Did you have a good time? Caught a bit of it. Caught the ending. All right. 2 stim hacks and 37 cards. Shouldn't really draw into that, should we? But I'm calling bluff here. Install card advance. So if it is obviously the how can we not get in here? Like, okay, we can get through just about anything if we do clone chip, install data sucker, trash David, run. Had a great time. Good to hear. Yeah, I think the top cut was almost only Leela. So we could like install clone chip, install data sucker to trash this. So we're at 6 credits we could run. We didn't get punished last turn. Why would we get punished now? The thing is, like, the chance of this being an NGO front is so fucking high. And then I'm gonna have a big swing of credits. A big swing of credits. There's actually a small chance that this Ice Carver was wrong because it brings down Toll Booth. I guess they can't res Toll Booth. Can't risk Hydra. It wouldn't particularly be good here. And this only gives them 2 credits. So this breaks even. I think we just run this. Why wouldn't we just run this? He says confidently. Okay, so you gained your Henry Phillips back. We're not tagged, so this doesn't matter. It's a Raven. Interesting. So we can just take a tag and break it, which puts us both on the same amount of credits. We gotta do it. We just have to do it. Henry can't fire a bunch in a single run, can he? It can. It's per subroutine. How's it going, Tetsuso? I won't take a tag. So technically Henry fires. Sanjay went 4-1 on stream with this thing this morning. This is a fun deck. I always like playing these. So Henry gained 2. So Henry was a 2 credit econ card so far. It made us force a run, but it was an end to run. It's an NGO front, so that's fine. So we're going to access Henry. We're not going to trash Henry so we can get a Maw Fire. Seems good. We have to remove the tag and then we just click for 2. So they have way more money than us only because of that. And if they go tag on us, we just try and win off of R&D, I guess. But like, that's the problem. No matter what the server was, we have to trust the NGO front. That was almost definitely the NGO front, though. That server's not particularly good. But it's 6-18, so unless we hit the copy of Hard-Hitting News and they only have 1... Sorry. Solid Advanced Hard-Hitting News. Okay, so now we really don't have to run that. The problem is, like, this deck will kill us. Like, a lot of times this deck is running high-profile target. So I think we just clear all the tags. I think we do just clear all the tags. Because if they have the card, we die. So I just don't want to risk dying, because then we lose. Yeah, if you want to know what Henry says, it's per subroutine while on that server while tagged. So we had just enough credits. Discard down to 4? Oh yeah, we did take a brain damage. Yeah, Clot's no good anymore. So at this point, we can start paying 4 credits for singles on R&D. I won a couple on stream the other day by putting SSL into bad servers and people didn't bother checking it. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Like, this could easily be the degree mill. They just have to advance it once, so it's draw, advance. The thing is, like, when we're on points... Oh, it's not. When we're on game point, the degree mill is so rubbish, right? Because we just shuffle literally anything into our deck. Problem is there's not a lot of agendas left in the game, so I think we click for 4. This is probably a reverse to counts if they haven't advanced it further. I guess the NGO front was also a possibility. But it seems like they were drawing for an agenda there and they didn't find it, so they played IPO instead of advancing the NGO front. Because, like, they definitely advance this if it's an agenda. Maybe they want to find one more ice. I think no matter what, we need to click for 4. We got throw something out. David's actually pretty sweet. I think. I don't even know if David's good. DDoS is probably the best card in our hand. I don't think this is gonna fire. Spend influence for announcing. It's an option. We'll find it. We'll face check it though. So UCF on the outside, so they probably want to go for the purge right now. Not even. There's the NGO front we called. So they still have 2 clicks left, which is really awkward because they can't score out a 5-3. So it's going to be on that server for a while. So it looks like it's preemptive action. Maybe for a face down. Maybe we hit an agenda. So it's UCF, Archangel, and then the face down. So now running R&D seems pretty sweet. We also do have a stim hack. Click for 3 on Caddy. Oh, I totally forgot to hit Caddy. You're right. That's actually a huge fuck up. Why not Caddy? It's because I forgot. So what could we do here? If we had a... Like, we could go for shitty singles again. This is why I love in a deck like this that doesn't have a lot of consistency to trade the Maker's Eyes for turning wheels. Because it, like, just lets us have a win condition. And now so much of our deck is drawing into a win condition. Like, we could clone chip it to Xer. Yay? Clone chip stim hack Xer. Yeah, how's it going, Brick? Like, that's an option. But, like, we're not forced to do anything right now. I think we just click for 3 and take Caddy. Because we are technically ready to contest every single server. Oh, not that. Yeah, that, actually. I've decided that. Yeah, Caddy is really bad. So Rashida is going to draw them probably into the winning agenda. But they need a purge if they want to put something behind the UCF. And even if they don't purge, like, we need a single token to get through it. No idea what any of that stuff is. Looks like there's another defensive upgrade. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like Navi Mumbai City Grid, considering they're all kind of pretty deep on the spice. Looks like they like the spice. 25 decks, cards left in our stack. It's a big stack. I don't think we're ever going to need a hacktivist at this point in the game if they have enough money that we can like just let targeted marketing fire. I think this is the turn they purge, but like we have a David. It doesn't matter. I think all we need is money and breakers. Hopefully multi-axis. I guess we could top deck or draw into another copy of Maker's Eye. There is 1 in 25. So that's the purge. We expected that. I'm definitely tempted to see what's on the peddler. So we will find out. I can't close this anymore. How do we close this? The close button is out of the frame. Found it. Okay, so we got an Armitage, mediocre. Patchwork, can't play. Paperclip, trash. So it looks like we're just going to slam Armitage, which is what we want. And they're going to go for the purge plays right here. The thing about the server is there's no ash in it. Like, we can run through this. I guess actually red herrings would be a problem too, unless we have a scrubber, which I don't think this deck has. Because we could like scrubber run it again. I think we just hit the UCF. Take money off caddy, run it again. Like, we'll do the same thing that we've done before. Okay, so if we click, we're going to take the money off of here, so we might as well put the money on here. If you run your stack out on this deck, you get an achievement. Yeah. And then you shuffle back together, put a new stack, take a horror. You can take the trauma. Oh, targeted marketing coming down. What do you want to play here? That's a hard targeted marketing. This, mind you, says the runner is tagged. They lose all credits in their credit pool. Is stim hack in your credit pool? Yeah, I think so. Targeted marketing stim hack. All right, let's go. Do R&D first. Yeah, I think we definitely want to run R&D or archives first. Here we pay 4. So I think we run this. Get the single stim hack token we need. If this is the actually, there might be a Cyberdex virus suite here, which would be kind of annoying. Get the Xer. Definitely not worth the action. Spending a click to see a second card on R&D is not right when we need to contest this remote. Like, we're going for luck over consistency, and I think we're kind of locked them because this server is kind of shit. We could knife it, but we're not breaking all subroutines, so it doesn't really do anything. Problem is we don't have to let this trace fire. We can always fem it. So the huge issue here is whether or not... Yeah, so we're going to run here. If they have a Cyberdex Fire Suite, we'll just end the run. We'll take money off caddy and we'll run again and we'll be fine, I think. Install paperclip. No, that's very kind for you to ask. We're going to bypass it so the ability on the top doesn't fire. Small chance we win here. Data Raven? No, we don't. So they could res a Cyberdex Fire Suite here. We seem to be in the clear. Henry Phillips gains 2. I don't care. Install MK Ultra. Do we take the tag? Probably not. We'll just spend a 3. Why is it 4? Doesn't Ice Carver work? Yeah, why is it 4? That's not right. Oh, I forgot about the tag on this bad boy. Get an Xer to go low on money, hit the UCF now. I don't think we exactly need to. I think we won? Maybe an Ash. Ah, oh, fuck, it's an Ash. It's okay, we can run again. This is fine, we just trash Ash. I think we have it. We can take the tag on this shit. Like, this doesn't matter anymore. Okay. Well, what's funny is I do have a really good reason to have Henry Phillips. We ran the server a bunch of times. But, like, we don't even have to take the caddy. Do we? We might as well. Yeah, because we're going to tag me. With 2 tags, they need all of it. Oh, it's GG! We got it! Hell yeah! They said that was pretty terrible. Feels bad. Not the most secure server. Like, I assume that they want to get something bigger on there. But we found a degree mill. Doesn't matter at the end of the game. Just shuffle whatever you want. Good game. Drew one of my 6 hard ETRs. Yeah, the ice wasn't holding up. You got them news dogs in there. So much of this matchup, and we played against, oh, I guess they moved this UCF, but this matchup is entirely about intelligently playing around universal connectivity fee. And you saw in the early game, like we mulliganed to play around universal connectivity fee. We made some really smart UCF plays too. How we were like, okay, this is going to fire, but as long as we have offshored money and we can spend all our money, it's not that bad. I played a fair bit of Acme and I like it a lot. Again, if the opponent plays like Employee Strike, you're kind of fucked. But otherwise it's really fun deck. You get a lot of cool tricks. They had a lot of cool tricks. Like this I think is really fun. Thimblerig is a really fun end to end. It's pretty weak to the turtle. No IP blocks too. The IP blocks would have been so good. Yeah, IP block is a problem because like you need Amakua to deal with UCF, but then you have a tag, so you need other tech cards. It was 4 because the Carver doesn't adjust the ice strength until the corp clicks no further actions. Oh, cool. Thanks, Zach. I didn't know that. Yeah, and just because like this came up a couple times in chat about like hitting the XR and going in on R&D. A big thing about this matchup is there's so few agenda points. Like there's only like what 8 agendas, and 3 of them were out of the game. That doesn't, or 4 of them were out of the game. So there's 4 and like I don't know. I just don't love trying to win off of R&D in this deck because you can camp the remote a lot of times as long as you have the tools to deal with it. Oof. The adjustment was fair. If you're just tuning in, you're probably thinking about that screen. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, cheers, you too. All right, so I don't know for those watching on YouTube if you see the title of this thing and try and guess what we're going to be doing this evening. I think this stream on YouTube is called like Old Traps. And a thing I realized is that so ow, if you have been playing Netrunner for a while, it's really hard to type around this microphone. There's an archetype that was kind of loved and beloved and in some ways hated too, called Cambridge Jinteki. And this was this actually came second in Worlds by Min Tran, who you might know as MTG Red. Also you might know as the person who like literally made Jinteki.net. Alongside a lot of people helped to work on it and maintain it, but they started it at least, right? And this is a deck, it's a trap game, it's a shell game, what people call, and the idea is like it's not like a lot of the trap decks you see modernly, which are all just about like Mushin, no Shin, everything. And then Mushin, no Shin traps have like a 50% chance of like, oh, I got them, or I didn't Yomi them. Oh man, this is cool how it actually has all this sort of stuff. But the thing about this deck is like I learned a lot of Netrunner with this, and I was thinking about whether I like or don't like trap decks. When I thought about Cambridge Jinteki, I think it's actually really interesting to me because while there is Mushin targets in this deck, and you do want to go hard with the Mushin, there's other versions of this deck. Let's open this one in Chrome. This one has a lot of targets that are like, okay, if I Mushin them and they call them correctly, it's not the end of the world, and I think that's really cool. Another really big thing about this deck is that some of the key cards to this archetype rotated and now they're back, and that's like a big thing I'm realizing is Fetal AI is back. So I kind of wanted to just take this deck in the way that it was and play it. Actually, a deck of this archetype, MTG Reds, came second at Worlds. I don't think we're gonna have a problem finding it. But this deck is almost entirely legal besides like Jackson Howard we have to change, and Zaibatsu Loyalty isn't in the card pool anymore, but I don't think that's an issue. Eli's back. Some of these versions ran pop-up window. This version did run Scorch Earth, which is really interesting. I don't think we really need to run any meat damage here, but we actually might want to replace this with the Biotic Labor to get like this cheesy Philotic Entanglement score, or allows you to do silly things with like Ronin. There's actually a chance that this should be a reconstruction, or what's it called, dedication ceremony, so you can Ronin people out of nowhere. Like there's some flexibility you can have with this 4 influence meat damage cost. What do we do without Zaibatsu? For what it's worth, like Zaibatsu Loyalty is actually while it's a very interesting Netrunner card for a couple reasons. Firstly, I think it's like the most anime looking art, besides there's like maybe 1 or 2 others that you could consider it, but it's actually like a rules nightmare, because if the runner is about to expose, that sort of like timing structure, if somebody is about to do something, doesn't exist in Netrunner for a good reason, and this is kind of a nightmare too, and they have to do like some FAQ stuff with this, so this card did rotate for a bunch of reasons. Trigger Light's an option, but I think the biggest thing is we want to figure out how to spend 4 influence. Fetal plus punitive is cool. Yeah, Mark, we saw a bunch of that this weekend and last week actually with the Nisei tournament, and it's cool. But if there's anything this deck has or doesn't have is money. So I really don't think we can punitive a modern runner who just like does stuff. That's the problem. But you're right, it's really good. Just probably not this one. So I want to find MTG Red, so we're gonna go sort by number of likes. Seems like a reasonable place to start. And world second place, 2014. What a wild year. And I think there's another one here. Chris Hinkey's is classic Cambridge techie. I think they're the person that largely is known as starting this thing. And then world's top ranked PE in 2015 is also worth looking at. So we're going to make a conglomeration of all of these. This is a card that definitely demonstrates a holdover from ONR rules. Yeah, Zach, I think that's totally on the money. This seems, it also just looks like an ONR card in terms of the art in some ways. All right, so we're gonna try and conglomerate these three decks and build the super modern PE thing. The thing that I'm gonna struggle to do, and before people tell me to like put like what's that? There's a bunch of new traps that came out of Rain and Reverie that I've never played. Like, yeah, we could play those, I guess. But like, we want to make the best version of this deck and just see how it goes, because I honestly don't know how this archetype goes. I played this archetype for a long time at GNKs. And it was doing very well. As a newer player, I even heard some of the more experienced players were like kind of scared to play against this deck because Yomi is kind of scary to play against. And I think Criminal was really strong right then, and he had no recursion, which was an issue. But I think the biggest thing that stopped me playing Personal Evolution was at that point, when I stopped playing it, it was like when Order and Chaos came out, and then like everyone started having I've Had Worse in their deck. So it was almost impossible to make these plays like, okay, if I do this, I will Ronin them and then kill them with an early MP. I guess you would do it in the opposite order, but like so many of the lines of plays that you'd break your back towards getting at were not 100% gonna work. So stop playing it. Sorry, I'm gonna make gross sounds over here. I can mute my mic. I did not mute myself. That's embarrassing. So yeah, feedback filter. That's actually a really big point because this card shows up in the deck list and it deals with both Plastic Carapace, but also with feedback filter, which is pretty cool. I muted myself. I didn't remember to unmute myself. It's difficult. Let's make this deck. Really cool thing about this Worlds deck too, people weren't sharing deck lists back in 2014. It had a single June bug. So compared to like Chris Hinkey's that had like a lot of good reasons not to run Mushin cards, this had almost no good reason to not run Mushin cards. But the thing is, people didn't know that. And MTG Red, I think, came in from Holland or Dutch. I'm gonna seem really ignorant now. That's fine. And I don't know if people knew what he was playing. So let's rebuild that deck. I think everyone just about has the exact same. Oh wow, this one has Profiteering. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. Everyone else has the exact same ice suite, and it's a really fun ice suite. We're going to start with the House of Knives, which makes that Komainu lethal. We're going to stand with the Gila Hands Arcology, which is a fun card. Man, I love this card. I'm going to forget I have this and click for credits. Just you watch. You got them Fetals, because they're good. You got that one of Philotic Entanglement. And, of course, you got to end that up with 2 copies of a side game that you can't afford to play in the Future Perfect. So how does this change? Did anything modernize here, chat? MPG Red created JNet? That's correct. ONR City Surveillance is a good comparison. It said that if the runner was about to draw a card, you could res it, and its effect was that the runner had to pay $1 whenever they drew a card or take a tag. So something like the runner playing Quality Time could be responded with the res, and the runner suddenly had to pay. That's fucking brutal. Whoa. City Surveillance did live on to some extent. So the question is there any cards that swap into this identity naturally? And the obvious answer is to drop Philotic Entanglement and play Obokata Protocol. Jackson Howard, how's it going in the chat? Kicking it old school. I think that's the easiest thing. This is a restricted card, but I don't think we're going to have problems with that. Because this represents 5 damage in Personal Evolution. And it's so easy to build a window for that, let alone maybe get them at the end of their deck where they can't do it. So I think that's a really good switch. Kevin says crowdfunding still everywhere. It's worth jamming a Kronos. I think it is, But like, I don't know. I think if they're running a lot and installing cards, it's probably not that bad for you. Like, we're not worried about money. We're worried more about traps. I think we actually ignore crowdfunding in a lot of ways. But you're right. Some of these decks did run Chronos back in the day. Like, I remember switching out Gilas for Chronos' some like proportion. I think it was 2-1. Gila was also really important because this deck's main weaknesses don't exist anymore. This deck's main weaknesses were account siphon spam and indexing, and neither of those cards exist in the same way, which is a really big deal, which also makes me more exciting to play this. And Gila Hand's Arcology was really important because it was like a way for that. Drop a Gila or 2 for House of Knives. We have 3 House of Knives in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. We want 3/3. We could do like other 1-ofs that are pretty cool. Viral weaponization is interesting, but it's like particularly hard to score, and there's not much you can do with it besides leveraging like that tempo hit of them having to drop. And Jumon is the other big trap, but like this is way more Yomi than I think we need to be. Way more Yomi. It's really hard to score out. Let's go to the mandatory assets. So of course every deck is going to have some of these in similar, which is 3 Ronin, 3 Psychic Field, 3 Snare. 3 Ronin, 3 Psychic Field, 3 Snare coming up at the end. 2 Ronin, god damn it, 3 Psychic Field. We're not going to look at this one anymore. I'm going to close that one. So we'll go for 3 Psychic Field, 3 Ronin, 3 Snare. And those in chat are have to wonder how many Project June bugs. And the thing about Project June bug is it's actually kind of a bad card. Like, it doesn't help you win. If they run it and they die, that's fine. But in a lot of ways, Cerebral Overrider might be straight up better. How did this deck use Influence? Jackson Howard, we don't have to do that. Eli, pretty good. Cerebral Overrider, pretty good. Scorch, we're going to do something else. This one used it on Sweeps Week, which doesn't exist anymore. So that's our Overrider influence. And then Eli is still pretty good. So I want to go for the Overrider. Now, if they don't run these, that's the cool thing about this deck. And what I remember so much more about this deck is that you would Mushin a Cerebral Overrider turn 1 and they wouldn't run it. And at that point, like maybe 8 turns later, when you Mushin the second card, they consider running it again. Because it's like, wait, if that's a Ronin, I die. That's so fucking cool. I like that a lot. Maui's asking, what's that spiky acid that can be scored? That is Gene Splicer, like Jim said below. Jim's also talking about Breach Dome, which is interesting because none of these decks have shock, so I don't think we need it for some reason. Gene Splicer is cool, but a big thing about this deck is that it doesn't actually score. Like, this is a really expensive card, and it just gives us 1 point, and it's honestly kind of difficult for our deck to score. A lot of times we'll win by killing, so that I'm not actually that attracted by this card. But this is what we could definitely play instead of like Project Junebug if we wanted to put Junebug in here, to have like a medium halfway between, you know, moderation and like utility and lethality, which is cool. Everything in moderation besides moderation. Have a lot of moderation. Kevin's also saying both Snares and Psychic Field price tag seem reasonable. I don't want to kill someone with Psychic Field price tag because I hate it, but it's a possibility. Price tag is cool also. This deck would definitely play price tag considering Scorch Earth was the thing. Let's just see what else we can do. A single sheet Q is kind of okay. It's interesting. We have Psychic Fields in here? Yeah. We just talked about that. So what else do we need to put in? I think the Shadow Remains is actually kind of interesting. Otherwise, we want Recursion, which we'll figure out a different way to do that. We don't need Zabatsu loyalties. So let's just play the core and then we'll build up from that. So that's the core, I think, for assets. Traps, a really important trap. And then just traps. In HQ, we want some events. We got some hedge funds. We got some Mushin Nushins. And we want neural EMPs. That's what we need. From there, we definitely want more money. Snares expensive. Obokata is expensive. A lot of these Fetals are expensive, so we need money. A lot of our ice is on the cheaper side, but we're definitely going to need money. This deck went for 3 Sweeps Week. I don't honestly know if there's good econ cards. I always struggle with good econ cards. Can someone from the chat let me know if there's good econ cards? Otherwise, I want to go for, I think, a medical research fundraiser. I think that's the best econ card we have. With 5 credits, like, do we care if they have money? I don't think we do care if we have money. Does this play any differently from Biotech? Its ability is good. Conceptually, yeah, I think it's similar. Celeb Gift, never. Not once. Not even once. Funny, like, none of these decks have Celebrity Gift. I think it was out by then. I think Sweepspeak and Celebrity Gift were about the same time. But, like, I don't want to show my hand to anyone. I knew you would say that. Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely play this, but like I think the Jiteki ability is actually pretty sweet. Like the idea is that Obokata is a 5 damage card. It seems good. And if we have like the proper card in hand, like you can Mushin Agenda and then Neural EMP, and basically you are like Biotech, right? Like it's not hard to do 2 net damage on your turn without spending your whole turn on it. So I don't know. I don't think it's 100% necessary. I'm gonna go for the fundraiser. I think the fundraiser is fine. Oh, my voice is really bad. I should not talk. Now the cool thing is also this card, the Scorched Earth, and all the meat damage punishment in this game got incredibly expensive. Also, it's no longer a tag for 4 damage, it's more damage dependent, so it gets kind of closer to traffic accident than like anything else. NGO front should be really good in this, Mark. I don't even think so. Like you can trash it on centrals. Install advanced events, it's just money. I honestly don't know if we play NGO front. I honestly don't know if we play Maryland. Or, sorry, Rashida. I don't know if we play Rashida. We probably play Rashida. I'll play Rashida over NGO front. That's for sure. Yeah, Rashida seems cool. Alright. We need some other way to do a thing. Does Neurostasis do anything? No, there's the beginning of the cards that I don't remember. This doesn't do anything. We want to kill them. This does nothing. This is basically like our version of Shattered Remains. You can put their breakers away. I don't know. If they ran a June bug with 2 advancements on it, you'd be happier than Neurostasis, so I don't get it. You sure no Breach Domes to stop Archives runs for crowdfunding or turtle counters? We could. We can get to that. Breach Dome is a fine card. We could get to it. NGO seems like money with side order of trap bait. The thing is, if they run an NGO, like, that's fine. It's not a trap bait. Like, install advanced events and they spend 5 minutes on it and they decide to run it, nothing happens. If they spend 5 minutes and decide not to run on it, nothing happens. Like, it's basically an econ card that we... Like, NGO front is good in a deck that has taxing ice, because then they have to run through it. But if they just spend a click running on it, we get 8 credits. If they spend a click not running on it, we get 8 credits. I'm just not convinced, and we're not playing the Beekeeper. The Beekeeper doesn't make any sense. I think the Beekeeper you have to play in the ID that goes with it. Because we want to get as many advanced tokens on as many cards. We'll be clicking for a lot of credits. It'll be fine. I hope. Would you consider Lockdown for Ice Suite? Yes, maybe. Yeah, probably. Ask commercialization. Oh man, that's actually really funny. But the one I wanted to talk about was, I can't remember the name of it. Dedication Ceremony, which is actually like a really potent card. Place 3 advancements on a card face up. So that means all you have to do is dedication, advance, and you can run in somewhere out of nowhere. That seems incredibly potent. That seems super potent. I think we're gonna get cheese kills out of this. Opens up a neural opportunity to waste click running NGO. Yeah, but if they're running an NGO, they have to like also be ready for it to be a Project June bug. So there's in no case where the June bug wouldn't kill them that the neurals will, right? Like we just can't. We can't capitalize on it. I think at least as Wayne is saying, playing 1 Breach Dome is probably like a good start. Localized product for 3 Mushin or Kakugo. Oh man, Kakugo. I totally forgot to put Kakugo in this deck. Am I building the biotech deck? Maybe I am. I don't know. This is already a lot of cards. That's a problem. 49? We're already at 44? Okay. Let's put things that are necessary in the deck. So I like 3 Eli's. It's taxing. Did some of the net damage ice get scarier? I think it did. We also want some recursion. Let's try without Rashida. Did we try without Rashida? Deadkin Ronan's pretty good. Deadco is pretty good. So Eli Kakugo is pretty strong. Genetics Pavilion. This is interesting. You saw this in more modern decks, and it's actually pretty cool. But this is something you'd see more in like grind decks that would play like Biotech or sorry, Bioethics. We want to burst. This does help you burst, but like, yeah, this is probably like card 50. That's a problem. Let's just get the ice in, and I think we have to start trimming stuff. So Komainu is a really strong card. They have to respect in the early game. They have to expect in the late game. It gives you nice House of Knives kills if they fuck it up. This deck ran Pup and Neural Katana. I don't think Pup is worth it. Apparently Pup is really good, but people played a lot of Pup back then. Economy wasn't that good. I think Neural Katana could be Cortex locked. It's probably just strictly better. No upgrades. You could. I think I'd actually rather do Hokusai Grid than the one that does a tag in a meet, because it's just harder to trash. Cortex lock. We probably just do want 2 Enigmas, and the Yagura is cute. It's taxing, but it's not important. We already have too many cards. So How bad is this deck? I don't know if the Rashida's good. It might just draw too many agendas. Wow, we cut the Rashidas. We have a good deck, right? We have no recursion, which is the biggest problem because we want to recur Mushins. We want to recur everything else. Where did we spend all our slots? 12, 13, 13, 12, 12, 14, 3, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3. Okay, that's a problem. I don't think we play Eli anymore. I think Kakugo is just as taxing. Temple Rig over Enigma, I have to think more ice to move around late game. I think actually the fact that it doesn't fall to like a single copy of Kakugo is a big deal, or to you know, Amaku is a big deal. I don't think you have enough econ. I think you're right, but this deck will never play IPO. Like, this deck just installs click for credits. Mushins click for credits. That's what this deck does. It plays really slow. It plays super, super slow. This deck should almost never be at 8 credits. Like, Rez and Komainu is difficult for this deck. I want some recursion. What's the one where we distract them by them watching the football game? What's the football game card? Yeah. Oh, this is only 2 cards? No, we can do preemptive. There's no reason that we can't do preemptive. Distract the masses. Thank you. Yeah, that was it. And we have 3 more influence. We can do a dedication ceremony. What's something that's disgusting? What is something gross for 3 influence that's on the ice side that no one's going to expect? What is the most annoying 3 influence ice? This sort button has been working for a while. I don't know if it's just me. What is it? Is it Flare? Is it Gutenberg? Why do people not play this? This card is good. What do we want to do, chat, with 3 influence? Slot machine? Slot machine's cool. Archer for 2 influence? Archer's kind of cool, but that's a totally different game plan. FC3, we can't afford it. I do like pop-up window, actually, but that's card slots. Like, we want 1 big one. So, like, we could drop 2 Enigmas for slot machines. That actually just kind of sounds fun. That does sound fun. Got 1 influence. What? Play Daruma. What is... Yeah, Daruma. It lets us swap a card? That's not good. Archer's 2. Value Brain, they click through it. FC3 is like expensive and it's taxing, but not in the way we want. Like, you don't need a breaker. Like, Lockdown is... This came up in chat. Like, Lockdown's actually pretty interesting. That actually is cool. Urban Renewal. Oh, I hate that card. And we can't protect it for 3 turns. It's the opposite of what we kind of want to do. Okay, fuck it. How do we get like a single pop-up window in here? Oh, slot machines are a pop-up window. This is a new pop-up window, right? Have we agreed on this? I'm going to go ahead and do this because this seems more fun. I like ice. Okay. Modern Cambridge. That's fun. That's good enough deck. That's the name. That's fine. Daruma is actually something that's worth exploring more, Jackson. This problem with Daruma is like it's kind of like NGO front. It's better the deeper your server is because like they spend a lot. Like if we're not icing our servers and then they run it and we just put it to HQ, they can just like take whatever the trap is that we spend like extra cards when they're hitting and then just run HQ. Modern Cambridge. Oh, we do leave straight up to feedback filter. That's fine, right? It's less fun. They just lose 3. Oh yeah, you're right. We don't always get the 3. I thought it was backwards. I thought it was we always get 3 and then sometimes they lose 3. Runner. Corp. Oh, that was a hard choice, but we figured it out. Dharma Will-o-the-Wisp killed in my jank snake draft. Man, Will-o-the-Wisp is cool. I like that card a lot. I think it's actually pretty solid. How much influence is back channels? I think it's only 1. But like that's not what we want to do. It's an econ card. I think that's the same thing. It's like if I have a triple advanced card, it's because it's going to kill the runner. It's not because I want 6 credits. Or whatever the payoff on that would be. Did it yell? Oh, totally. Welcome. All right, Cabinessa. Opening hand. Okay, the flaw deck is always a liability of sorts. We don't have an opening hedge fund, which would be pretty sweet. Hey. Best of luck. Have fun. This deck needs a Chiefsley. Oh my god, Chiefsley. Alright. Same to you. So the question is, do they respect the side? Like, this is how this deck plays, right? Like, install this, put this on R&D. Maybe we kill them if they steal this. If they hit the psychic field, maybe they die. If they hit, we score the Gila, it's good. Da Vinci coming down, looks like they're aggressive running, hitting the psychic field. Let's roll the dice, my friends. Oh wow, they Cabinets of the Da Vinci. That's fucking awesome. Got their whole hand. Got their breakers, their stim hack. They're not trashing it. Now they die. What? What? They die. Don't do that. You die. You sure? Yeah. So PE would have said that they would die if they hit that. Dumb black tree. I wish we had another credit to threat and snare, but they can just take a card, run this, but then they die to Neural. Like if they run this, they die to Neural. So they can't run this. Like this is the sort of thing that PE deck does. It like traps you. Yeah, they just lost. It traps them into certain situations. And I don't think they played it right. Obviously the psychic field hit was really important, but oh, we got double Neural. Yikes. Yeah, that can happen. I had two. Yeah, we had two. Hey, thanks, you too. But that's the thing, like it forks you in certain directions where like it taxes you on drawing cards. The money it doesn't tax you on that well. There's a really cool deck. Yo, Manny, how's it going? There was a really cool deck back in the day that Tim Bunn was playing. I think he won a regional down in Tulsa. I think Tulsa's Oklahoma. Where's Tulsa? I don't know American geography that well. But it was like this click taxing PE deck that wasn't a kill deck, but was running like pop-up windows and like I think he had Wall of Thorns of it. This was like really early on in the game. But it's pretty cool. Leave my computer for 2 minutes. You already got your first flatline. It's Oklahoma. Thank you. Yeah, it was like super exciting to see. This is totally a different deck, but you can see how you tax people. This is the best Netrunner deck ever assembled. That was a 100% win rate. It was inspired by some very strong decks. I don't think they played it right. Yeah, I don't think they played that correctly. Like after you hit the psychic field, I think you just sit back and draw up. You don't want to risk your whole game based on do they have Neural in their hand. And we did mulligan, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So maybe they do. But that's what we want to do. And you see the plan. We just install 2 cards, take a credit, maybe ice against Shaper, maybe we ice R&D. I guess we don't have to do that much because of the indexing. And then we would score the agenda. Next turn we would click Gila, excuse me, and install 1 card, rinse and repeat until hopefully someone makes a mistake. That beer was a lot better than the last beer, let me tell you. It's not a very good recommendation. I thought it was going to play the thing. Does this button not work anymore? This button has 1 job. Oh, thank God. Welcome. 13 games on tonight. It's honestly not that bad. If anybody wants to jump in, as long as you don't play feedback filter, I'll be pretty okay with things. Also, I think we can take a second for news. If you haven't seen Code Marvelous' channel, Dan was in chat maybe an hour ago or so. Let's just do self-modifying code. If you want to watch the winning, the top 16 of the single core, that didn't work the way I thought it would. The single system core 2019 tournament, it's up here. You got the top 16, so it's a whole bunch of rounds. It's most of that Sunday, that's Super Bowl Sunday. Just this weekend, you can check it out. It's right here, JNet event top 16. It was some pretty good games. You are going to see a lot of Leela. Leela's pretty strong in that tournament. And then I think on the other side, you see almost exclusively Kentucky and Wayland, but it's still pretty fun. A lot of variance when it comes to like that small card pool. Those 3-pointers will still get you. But Michael, what's up? Just hopped on to see Andre on PE. We're playing some old school PE. Hopefully net damaging people. It's been going okay so far. How you doing? This is my favorite part where we have to vamp for time. It's okay though. I've been playing a fair bit of Apex Legends this week. I don't know if you all have been. That kind of came out like on Monday. Been a lot of fun. Surprisingly great. Eventually its channel just becomes one of those channels, right? Are they going to do another tournament that is in standard format? So by standard format, I have no doubt, right? Like I'm pretty sure it's going to happen when they start releasing new cards. Last time that we had the people from Nisei on our channel, they said that spoiler week or spoiler season at least would be this month, February, the short month. So that should be coming up somewhat soon. And then Ashes, the part 1 will be coming out. I think they said Q1. So that's like, you know, in a couple months. I'm pretty sure that they're going to have a standard tournament. It would be relatively like after Ashes comes out to kind of highlight the new cards. I don't know if they would have one before that. Again, I know nothing. I'm just like supposing. That water didn't go down well. And if that's the case, soon. The thing is, like, so far Nisei's had what's it called, Eternal format, and they've had System Core. So like one of the big formats they haven't done is standard. So I have no doubt they're gonna have a standard format. I have no doubt when they do have a standard tournament, the amount of people signing up is gonna be massive. Just a lot of people. What's the list? Been trying to pull one together since the MWL was revealed, but haven't been happy with my builds. Oh, this list? Yeah, we can open it up. This was basically, we were looking through all the old, like the World's 2014 deck and Chris Hinkey's old personal Cambridge deck, personal evolution deck, and this is what we came out with. I want to see what the dedication ceremonies can do, but we don't actually have that many new cards in here. There was a couple that we like turned our nose up to due to card slots, like Rashida probably could work in here. We have the slot machine, the Kugo, those seem fun. Ceremony makes some cool Ronin kills out of maybe nowhere. Maybe this card's useless because we always install double advanced Ronin and it buys us 1 click. Mike's in. Let's go. Motion, Komainu, House of Knives, seems good. Snare. Shaper Gently has the answers to problems, so we'll figure out how this goes. Best of luck. If I'm not mistaken, I had the pleasure of commentating Mike at Worlds this past year. Pretty good time. We could just go ahead and like moosh in the House of Knives. If they steal it, it's not that bad. They might want to let the early one go. Then we can maybe take a credit. We could always just put the Komainu on top of it, so it's like pretty secure. But then we don't have a Mushin server anymore. I think we want the Komainu though, because if they run into Komainu with House of Knives and they don't have a way to break it, they die. Let's just click for credit. Fuck it. Yomi. Daily cast. Seems pretty good. Haley putting the pawn job down. Money doesn't matter. Cash coming down. I think we got the House of Knives. But this is the deck that could play Feedback Filter. Parallel, how's it going? Welcome. Astrolabe, a really big counter to us. This came out at some point. And we honestly don't need to score this right away. They could run it. But, like, they didn't run. So, like, maybe they run next turn and we get them good. I don't know. This Astrolabe is going to be frustrating, that's for sure. Yeah, we're playing some shell game. Playing some classic Jinteki PE. We're going to let that House of Knives ride. Selling the cash. Daily cast on the top, giving 5 altogether. 3 off the top. Proko coming down. Slow cards, but that's okay. We're not rushing anything. And interestingly, last turn that they ran, this House of Knives could have been lethal if it was a Ronin. They went down to 2 cards in hand when we had this advance. We could have advanced it once more, killed with Ronin. Snare on the table doesn't feel great. Give us something to Mushin. Mushin we will. And we can score that. That's a good score. We're probably not on turntable, they're on Astrolabe, so we can get that 3-pointer early and now they have to run. Excuse me if I missed, but what is your opinion about Breach Dome? I don't think we have the card slots. I don't think we have to disincentivize them running archives that often. Proko for 1, hitting the Obokata. That's 5 damage if they want it. We've hit the Dorum computer there. And Kuza is really important because we are playing Clot. And again, if this was a Ronin and we had Ronin to double Neuro, we would kill them. Unfortunately, not a Ronin. Which is pretty shitty. This will put them on game point, which is also pretty shitty. And I think this Astrolabe might be too big of an issue. If we had a Ronin turn 1, we would have won a couple times now. I think they'll check one of these for sure. Res and dedicate the snare for intimidation. That'd be good. This is the Fetal. That's 3 damage and 2 credits for them. I think once they hit the agenda, they don't run the other one, but technically they win on the board. 5 cards in hand. If they hit a Psychic Field also, it'd be so good. Either of those could have been Psychic Field. Hit the slot machine. A bit hard for them. I think we're going to actually go ahead and score this one. Getting another ace upside hand doesn't really matter too much. Dedicated snare. Let's go. Trickle light snare. Proco drawn up. Their 19 credits probably won't matter unless they hit a feedback filter. Running HQ here. Snare would be when we're 1 credit off. Do we do the chip damage? If we had 1 more credit, so they have 1 click left. If we hit the snare, it's 3. If we hit the chip damage, it's 1. And then we're short. I think we will do the chip damage. Hitting a reclaim. That's interesting. Please don't hit the snare. Neural EMP. Okay, good to know. Drawing up with Proco. I think we will score that now. I just want some snare money. I think we're going to score this. It changes the board state because they no longer have to respect shit. But, I think we definitely want 4 credits. If they hit this without having enough cards, they do die. Or having a way to break it. The amount of cards they have in hand doesn't really matter. They're up 5 points, which is really scary because a single fetal wins. They ran the second motion, the first they didn't. Maybe that's something we have to observe. But like second fields and Ronins would have been so good at this point. Even the Cerebral Overrider would have been a big deal. But 2 motions are out of the game, so install advance is going to be our turn, which is pretty expensive. SMC coming down. So how's the knife damage stack? Yeah, you can do 2 per run. This just says use once per run. That's per card, not per card with the same text on it. So I think we do 2 credits motion. I mean, not motion, preemptive for double motion. Need those back in the deck. Let's go. We're just going to play some traps. All right. So they can definitely SMC out their answer for the slot machine. We still have 4 credits for the snare, so that's pretty reasonable. Small chance we could kill here. We do this fire, roll them bones. So they have stim hack, hardware. So we will get 6 credits, or there'll be a 6 credit swing if they choose not to break. It's up to them. So it looks like they're gonna go for a break. We'll see what there's a Cyber Cipher. It is just the Gordian, which is actually pretty expensive. 5 credits. Lady coming down 2. So they have no answer to the Komainu on it, but we can't res it. Okay. So if we do House of Knives, and they hit snare, it kills them. So I think we're going to. So if they access here at 1 and 5 to die, they access. That kills them. Why are they accessing there? So that was a chance they had to win. Stimac is a dead card, yeah, and they have 2 Stimacs and a clone chip in hand. Another snare on the table. I think we're just gonna keep those in HQ because they're gonna be punishing, or they're gonna be running. I mean, I don't know what we do with this card. We put into a new remote they draw, which is not something I'd love to do. I don't think there's any reason to put it on archives. Oh, they had a 1 and 4 just losing right there. We'll make a new remote. They either draw now or later. Whatever. Dedication ceremony to snare. They won't run it. That's how you make a trickle light bank. You dedicate snares. Clone chip coming down. That gives them the answer to the Sentry Breaker through SMC. So this Komainu is not looking as hot as it used to. Dedication has to be face up. It does, but we can always just like trash the snare. R&D interface coming down. All their snares are in hand, or all of them are on the table. So this is going to force them to find an answer. With 5 credits, I don't even know if they can. So 4 subroutines on this bad boy. They have to clone chip for SMC for a breaker. This could be lethal if they don't have enough money. Do they not have enough money to break a Komainu? Like, what's nanotech to install? 6? Then they have to break 7, 8, 9, 10. So they take 1 damage. 3 damage. But we don't have snare money anymore. You win if they fire. Yeah, they can't let us fire. So they can break 3 of these. So we can see where the damage hits first before we continue. So we hit 1 R&D interface. That's pretty good. They don't have the credits to steal Fetal AI, which is super good. So if they hit double Fetal, we're fine. So I think we're just going to hit 1 House of Knives, but they jacked out. Never mind. Yeah, they have a way to break it, though, because they can, they just like they did. Cash coming down. They have surprisingly little money, but next turn is click for 3. Preemptive, dead card. We could value Neural. Honestly, we probably should have valued Neural a while ago. I just want to end our turn on 4 credits. We have another preemptive, and this is the worst card in our hand, so we're going to throw it out. Dedication 100% is for Ronin. Drawing 3, 11 cards, 17 hit points left. Playing the gamble. I like it when they play money. Triple Neural. If only we had value Neural. I think we actually might want to jam this into the remote. Just make sure we have... Ah, fuck. We don't have 7 credits. I needed to check that better. Keeping this in HQ is actually probably better. I don't think they run this. We're only on 2 points. Oh, what are they doing? No. This will give them the tag, which is interesting. Hit the misdirection. Hit SMC. They're going to trash the snare. They have a tag, so in theory we can trash the pawn shop. I think that's the final pawn shop. No, there's one more. This is why this deck used to play Scorched Earth, right? Like, there were situations like this that you could kill them. And in theory, if we played the 5 influence version, we could do 2 damage. Which doesn't sound amazing. So I don't know what we do here. Like, I think we click for 2, install this, but like they're on game point. As soon as they hit this, like it's really bad. Yeah, they're bleeding cards a bit hard. We could also just install another snare, click for 2, which actually I think they'd run for. But I think they're gonna try and win off centrals. I feel good about this. I think Mike runs this one. If Mike doesn't run this one, we're fucked. Oh fuck, Mike's running this one. Hell yeah. Yes! Alright, we're getting to the point where Obokata is pretty good. So they're gonna throw it, not throw cards anyway, so I'm not gonna do the extra net damage. Yeah, we'll pay. We'll go down to 0. Hit the David! Wow, what a cool splash. In theory, we know the bottom card of the deck, I think, because we did shuffle it. And we have Mushin Threat. I think we definitely Mushin Aquila Hand Sarcology. They're at 10 cards left, so the Obokata is getting a bit difficult, but they're also now technically on game point. And this R&D is like really flimsy, and 2 snares are out. Oh, I think they have got that feedback. They got the filter. I think we're gonna Mushin this. I don't think we're gonna win a lot of times. No feedback, damn it. With 1 credit, with 1 credit they have to respect Junebug. With 1 credit they don't have to respect Cerebral Overrider, so now they just run this. They have 2 tags, right? Like that's the point where playing this being the meat damage card, we could consider killing them. But yeah, we don't have a lot of money. That's a damage. Guru Caldera. I think in Shaper you'd always play feedback over Caldera. Guru would be interesting. Actually cleared a tag. Yeah, Guru is not great. Guru is better against big damage instead of like chip damage. Alright. I regret not having the preemptive now. I think the Neural is worse than preemptive, but they're only on 7 cards. We really just want to Kaku goes on centrals, and then we can probably just like sit back. Oh, they have hunting grounds. Okay, so now that's fine. Ronin doesn't do anything. Ronin only does 4. It costs 4. So we probably lose on this round. They have 5 cards left. They can't steal Obokata. Boom them? Oh, that's really hard. So just a single 1 pointer. There's a fair bit in the deck. Oh, we actually should have fired these. If we fired both of them, they can't steal Fetal. Oh, that actually worked out well for us. 100% we should have fired these. So now we're just going to go for damage value Neurals. Alright, they have 3 cards left. Yeah, we totally should have knifed them. But now actually I don't think they can steal any agendas. Like we're almost at the point where they can't steal agendas. Interestingly though, if they steal the 7th point, the net damage on this ability doesn't fire. Okay, now they can't break Fetals. Oh, this actually fires first. So now oh, it doesn't. Golden Bones. Oh, there's no cards. Okay. They don't have to break any of these. Why are they breaking these? There's no cards. Yeah, okay. I think they understood. You got it. Gotcha. Yeah, we're gonna have some eyes on here for sure. No. Nope. So now they have 1 card left. So we want to shuffle our snares back into our deck. Kakugo is really good on our remote server, and they only have 1 more run left in them. They can't steal Fetal. They drew so fucking aggressively, and they hit double snare, which is really good for us, but oh, it still has 1 sub regardless. Yeah, so they only paid for 1. But losing 3 credits doesn't matter. Going for the Komainu, seeing 1 more card here. Oh wait, Neural? So it doesn't matter anymore. Right? If they steal the last agenda point, as long as it's not Fetal. If it's Fetal, they lose. If it's any other 1-pointer. Oh, we win. Oh, we win. Oh, yes. We grinded them. Woo! They went really aggressive on that. Super aggressive. And like you saw early game, Psychic Field would have been lethal. Ronin would have been lethal. Thought when you got to dig for cards against attrition. Yeah, I think you can just money through that. Come on, yeah. We've had 2 quick PE games. Fair. Yeah, turn 1 gamble. That's also a big thing, and I've said this so many times on JNet, right? Like, what's last card? Oh, on table? They could have considered running this, which we didn't have the credits to fire. But sometimes you just need that 1 point. AU2. Alright. Cool. PE. Still fun. Give that another one. Got some water too. You're just tuning in. My voice is really falling apart. I think we're only gonna be able to do this for another half an hour because I really need to get some tea and go to sleep at an early hour because I'm not in the best health. Again, if you're excited to see Pat, he'll be next week when I'm in better health, and hopefully he is still too. I don't know. Hopefully you have a good evening. Yeah, I feel it on my throat actually pretty bad. Yeah, so far changes to making the PE deck, I don't think we've done anywhere near enough testing to to say convincingly what works and what doesn't work. I don't know whether the slot machines are fantastic. I think they're taxing and they like deter runs, but they aren't firing the way pop-up window would. I think pop-up window would be pretty okay because you see how many turns we're just like 1 credit short from doing something cool, which is generally like snare or resin Komainu. So maybe actually slot machine for pop-up window unfortunately is like the right play. Haven't drawn a Cerebral yet. Haven't drawn a Ronin yet, and those would have won many games so far. Medical research fundraisers are probably good enough. We're drawing them at good points, and 3 neurals, 3 preemptives, I think is right. There's also a slight chance that maybe we drop slot machines, play archive memories. Maybe we drop a dedication ceremony, play archive memories, just so we have a bit more flexibility. I don't know. There's also probably a lot more cards that we haven't seen that work well with this archetype that came out in the last like 5 years. Because this deck, technically, we based it on is 5 years old, which is pretty big number considering we've been playing Netrunner for a long time. Running a G and K weekend. Yeah, yo, Jim, where's it at? You want to shout it out on this channel? We can totally do it. Also, if you're running it yourself, thank you for taking that responsibility on yourself. That's pretty cool. I just cracked up on a beer called Jagged Little Pills. It tastes like rain on your wedding day. Hey! If you feel bold, Hangeki is always fun. I think we talked about Hangeki, and the thing is like Hangeki does nothing for a win condition. If I remember. Hangeki is the shuffle card, right? Oh no, this is different. Choose install card. The runner may access this card if they do remove Hangeki. Yeah, like, I don't know. This just seems to me strictly worse than Shikyu. Right? Like, Shikyu is just credits. This requires a wild setup and a wild bluffing just to get the same thing. Charlotte, North Carolina. Jim, you want to talk about a time, a date, a place, any of that sort of stuff? We can say it. Oh, Jagger to pills because it's Pilsner. Oh, I like it. Yeah, I don't know. Hangeki just seems like a much more difficult way to do this. And this fires from archives. And this is if they trashed a card like that. Oh, it's not an asset. It's an operation. That's kind of cool. But yeah, they need to trash a card. I don't know. What up, Biz? More Shaper. Okay, opening hand. We don't have emotion. We have ice. No. I'm in it for the playsets or Sheeta. I'm working on my third NGO on Monday. Well, thanks. Played many a game against Biz. This hand is like by no means bad, but it's by no means like amazing. The best card here is the Cortex Lock. We're gonna mulligan for better. That's like the same. All right. We have the Neural Lethal. We'll put that on R&D. We'll put this on HQ because it's annoying, and we won't have enough credits for any of this. This is fine. Street Peddler, one of my favorite cards in Shaper. Kangamato, that means they have to install a lot of cards for the deck to be functional. That's really cool for us. Combos with Mushin, unless it does, but like you need to set up a card for them to run, right? Right? So you need like Mushin something of value. And sometimes you just don't. So Gabali comes off the Street Peddler. Street Peddler also a really good card for us to see. It goes through their deck, but they're definitely on Levy. They're playing this sort of archetype, which is scary because we don't have Cortex Lock. I mean, Arc Lockdown or Chronos. Got the double Neural. We want that. Let's build that server. This is Slot Machine's better against the breakers these than Cortex Lock. Cortex Lock is pretty dead. So we'll just build a scoring remote. So Jim has 11 a.m. Crown Station Pub. Fuck. 11 a.m. Crown Station Pub. Look for the Charlotte Netrunner group on Facebook for me. So check that out if you're in North Carolina. I haven't played Pirate Haley since Laguna Blasco rotated. I wonder if it's still good. I hope we'll find out. Same old thing again. Definitely on those copies of. Oh, I really don't want to play this now, but almost definitely on those copies of Levy. They're playing Solitaire. We don't have the money for this. We want to motion this bad boy out. Damn, we're good. We have enough money to hit the double Neural after. So this is 3 damage Neural. So they're going to do draw, run. Generally, you need to keep 6 cards in hand. Oh, it looks like they're just going to let us have this, which I don't think we're in any rush to do. So we'll put this in server 2. Click for 2. Hopefully, we actually might not want it to double advance Hila. That probably is better. Clot coming down. Doesn't really do anything. Just a double install. They're running this remote. Not a lot of cards in hand. I wish we double advance this, actually. It would give us a lot more threat. Grappling Head, Kongamata, Gabali. Down to 2 credits. How many cards in hand? We're going to do 3 damage to them if we really want to. Roll them bones. We've hit resource, event, resource. DJ Fenner's coming off the top, so this will be a 6 credit swing if they don't want to use a grappling hook and the Congo. Oh, actually, they can just use a grappling hook. That's really cute. I wish we double advanced this. All right, got a Maker's Eye. Seems good. So we could do advance on this bad boy to do another damage. We could just do Neural, which puts us down to 0, which would be pretty bad. I think we actually might want to do Medical Research Fundraiser because money doesn't matter in this matchup, now that I think about it. And to Fetal. Otherwise, we can just jam the Fetal behind here, but we don't have enough to score it. I think actually we're just going to put the Fetal in server 2. Hit this up. And build like a taxing remote? No, this will never tax Matt. Just take more money. If anything, we should advance to server 3 once more. Hey, thanks. You got it. Fenner's coming down. Geist getting that card draw. That's actually going to be a huge issue for us. I would go ahead and say we're maybe a bit unfavored here. So we're going to go for that triple advance. Make them hopefully uncomfortable. But I think they can run everything. Because now, these they can pop whenever they want. If they have more cards that they can pop whenever they want, it's actually really scary. Clone chip, so that they can pop on their turn to draw a card. That's an issue. It's gonna be very hard for them to flatline them. It's like playing Geist against P. It's almost impossible. Yeah, I think we actually have to like hit them with brain damage or something. I don't know how we're gonna win with if we don't brain them. Going for it. Mario, what's up? Been out in Netrunner for a while, but glad to see you're streaming still. Has Nisa come out with any cards? They haven't come out with any like brand new cards, but they have like a new system core. This does very little. So they have like, they brought back some other cards that rotated. Let me move my face. So that's been really exciting, but new cards will be coming out this quarter, so in a couple months, in like the next month probably. The Kangamato's through. This is 2 credits and 3 damage. How are you doing, Mario? Glad you're dropping by. So drawing up, hitting the Deus Ex. Oh, we're so fucked. This deck has Deus Ex. I think we concede. I think we definitely concede. This doesn't prevent brain damage. Wait, what happened? Oh, they didn't have credits? Oh, they didn't have the 2 credits because they installed all this shit. Oh, they installed Deus Ex, so they didn't have this, but it's so hard to kill through Deus Ex. Like, now they don't have to respect Ronin. Like, it's so bad for us. Congratulations, you played yourself. Yeah, this is going to be really difficult. So, they're on interdiction. That doesn't really matter, does it? So, 1 levy in the bin. If we don't have Kronos, I think we have, like, no chance of winning. I don't think we do value neural, because then we can't res our ice. I think we actually just throw out Cortex Lock, because it's so bad in this matchup. There's a single subroutine ice, which is so bad against all of these things. Oh man, we have to wait for them to mill themselves out like 3 times in a row. And we'll never be able to kill them with Deus Ex. Never. Like, they just Ronin. The Ronin doesn't matter. Oh, this is so bad. Urgh. The thing is, the only good thing is like Obakata they can't steal, because that's actually like legit damage. They can't prevent it, I mean, with Deus Ex. Stop it. Like with Deus Ex, none of this matters. Okay, resource. So it looks like we're gonna get 3 credits. I don't think they have any way to break it. I did though. Didn't work. Huh. So this is another damage. There's our Gia. At least this paid off to be the pop-up window it dreamt to be. Single damage, second makers. Beth coming down. That's probably free card draw. Can't fast advance this thing. Not only is Claw on the table, we just like literally don't know how to. If they steal this, we're like super fucked. I think we advance score this, because it's just a matter of time before they like steal it, and then we can like shuffle in garbage. Let's just do value neurons. Let's see how this goes. These are so bad. I think we do concede actually here. That's a second levy. So like a Cronus on the table would be kind of cool now. We're 1 click short of threatening Ronin if they didn't have Deus Ex. But if they didn't have Deus Ex, they would play entirely different. Ooh, use the Deus Ex. Super cool. Just make sure we have snare money. They have 3 of those in their deck though, if I'm not mistaken. I think they run server 3 now. Oh no, they don't. Got the Ronin. Okay, we can maybe build up to a kill with this thing if we like install this misdirect advance. Oh, that's 1 click short. All right, let's get some stuff back into our deck. We'll take the Ronins, or sorry, the Neurals and the Motions. Let's go. Oh god, okay, it's gonna be difficult. Proco. Hit the Psychic Field at some point in this game. That'd be nice. Grappling Hook coming down. Double install Grappling Hook. All right, so the Ronin, we could in theory considering scoring, but they're like at the point where they're going to like, we basically need to get a same old thing trash and then get the levies out because there's 2 levies out. Oh god, we're gonna lose the levy. I think we need a bluff like Psychic Field. We could advance this. That'd be pretty cool. That's fun too. We need a moosh in this one. We could score that. I don't think we're gonna push our luck with server 3. They got a lot of money. Second tech trader, probably the third tech trader. No, there's a first levy. Okay, 1 levy down, 2 more in the bin, or now in their hand. Oh god, 30 cards left. I don't know how we do this. We will misdirect them. So we can do 3 net damage out of nowhere. That's our ability. We're gonna have to zoom this one out a fair bit. Oh, a fair bit too. This is a problem because they also could have Deus Ex on Street Peddler, which sucks. So first Street Peddler fired on our turn, so they don't get any double install, but it seems like it's mostly that. They're running the Ronin, so Rolled in Bones. We get Program Resource, Deus Ex coming up. I think we can zoom in 1 maybe? Yeah, that far. So Grappling Hook, all at 1. Grappling Hook deals with that really well, so they're going to be able to trash a Ronin here. That's fine. Interestingly, this could have been the Philotic and we could have scored it, which would have put us technically on game point. Clone Chip coming down, so they can Clone Chip for Deus Ex with this SMC like almost infinitely. Oh, it's a bad day. Psychic Field, so they used a Tech Trader to install. What's happening? Tech Trader, yeah. Trash Double Maker's Eye, so not really a choice there. We do have the Psychic Field. We need this one to fire. Cool thing about Psychic Field, do 1 net damage, so this actually can be blocked. I think we should score server 3 because they've seen 1 Ronin. I think they run it eventually. What's server 4? A Ronin as well? Yeah, that's cool. Grappling Hook. They have the Deus Ex install. I think they check server 5. Yeah, so we have a side game here, and even if they lose it, Seasource All-Seeing Eye. Oh my god, it'd be disgusting. Psychic Field hits. They obviously Deus Ex to this. Otherwise, it does 3 damage, which isn't that much damage. So they're Deus Exing it. Again, they have Clone Chip for Deus Ex. Not trashing this thing. That's fine. Mushin Flooding might be what you need. Professor, how's it going? The thing is, like, with a Clone Chip for their trap, I think they always run it. I think they're running server 3 too. How's it going, Professor? Like, with Clone Chip into Deus Ex, they just, like, they check everything now. Like, the only thing that they might not check is actually, you're right, Mushin, because of the brain damage off of Cerebral. Oh, that's really bad. I think we have to score this. They're just not running Centrals. That's the 2 Psychic Fields. Taking the single damage. We could just go ahead. I think we actually need to preempt it back in the Ronins because they're interesting. If we stay also at like 9 to 10 credits, or what the thing is for Beth is we force them to draw, which eventually they run out of cards. And we just need a Kakugo somewhere that we can res. And we haven't seen a Kakugo all games. Install Snare into Vladic, install Snare. It's a possibility. You don't have Snare money. No, there's only 1 left in the deck, so this actually could win in the game. Okay, that's 1 damage. Scoring this would be really good. Oh, that's not bad. The thing is we don't have money for all that threat. I don't think Slot Machine's that good. I don't think any of our ice is that good. Actually, our ice is specifically kind of bad because they're not using these cards, and every time they shuffle their deck, oh, they actually do have Astrolabe. Every time they shuffle the deck, this is more hit points. So like I don't want them to use these. Okay, so we do have a Ronin play here out of nowhere, but they still have a Deus Ex, so we need to make them eat a Deus Ex on a Snare. Oh boy. Alright, I think we got it. So let's roll them bones. Hardware program. So still 6 credit swing if they don't want to just grappling hook it. They're grappling hook it, gaining 3 credits. Money doesn't matter. They're through. We'll pay for the Snare. I assume they Deus Ex it. They don't actually have to. They have a click left to remove the tag. I don't even think the tag we can actually use in any meaningful way. Prevents all net damage. Single Clone Chip still on the table. 2 credits to reinstall Deus Ex. 3. This card came back. I was glad when this card didn't exist. Clearing the tag. No surprise. Install. Okay, hold on. Install. No, so we need to pre-install this bad boy. I'm gonna do it in server 5, just so they don't draw another card. If they don't run it in theory, you could like dedicate it, but yikes. Clone Chip to install Deus Ex. It looks like they might levy once more. That's the second levy of 3. Admin, probably at 5, right? Good, so they're not using any of their breakers. Running server 5, that's just a Ronin. You can go ahead and trash that. I think we're going to concede on this one. Yeah, they have Deus Ex, they have 2 Deus Ex, I think, 3 clone chips, 3 levies. I think this is like maybe the hardest matchup. One, two, three. Even scoring this doesn't work. I think our best bet is this to do the Obakata. Because if they don't run it, we win. Otherwise, this does. This looks like it does. No, there's 3 levies. We saw 2 in the. Oh, they're just running it. That's game. I guess yeah, they don't have to respect Junebug anymore. The thing is, like, if that was the brain damage card, it would put them on 1 card in hand. Like they would have brain damage at 1, and then we'd actually have a game. Maybe we needed to wait. So now they're just on game points, so maybe they'll run everything. Oh, that's the 2nd levy, mind you. When did that happen? Yeah, that's the 3rd levy. There's 3 levies. We saw 3. So I think they're going to poke Centros now. That slot machine is not particularly that good. I don't want to play too many cards. I think we just install this. I think we just play hedge fund and see what they do. Yeah, there's no way we win it. At least we'll lose fast. Same old thing for Maker's Eye. Probably closes the game. Daily Cast Proco. Oh, my voice is really going. Clone Chip. Don't have to interact with us this turn, but again, Clone Chip into double Deus Ex. I don't think there's any way we win. Unless they hit that brain damage card, which we haven't seen. I think there's 3 in the deck. I think so far in 3 games we haven't seen 1. Yeah, there's 3 overriders. In 3 games we haven't seen a single overrider. Now this card is particularly interesting. But they just need 1 point here. There's the Maker's Eye. We'll go ahead and res everything. The snare doesn't matter when they have a Deus Ex. Kangamato goes through. Take a net. Loses a gamble, doesn't matter. Komaino takes a grappling hook plus friend. Like, we've done a fair bit of damage if they were any other deck, so I don't feel terrible about this. I think this is just like a really hard matchup. So they're going to see 3 cards. No R&D interface. They trashed an overrider. That's the first one we've seen so far in all the games. Running HQ can't res that. Not like it matters. They only pay 1 to 2 credits if they hit anything here. Oh, fundraiser. If they hit any agenda, they win. Going again. They have the cards for Obakata. Dedication ceremony. Good to know. Looks like they're going for that double install the grappling hook. Okay, let's go. Preemptive. Put back this one. Put back that one. I think we do Psychic Field over the Ronin. Yeah, I think so. That might be wrong. Maker's Eye, we just shuffled their deck. Why not go for another one? They only need 1 agenda point. What's happening, Shasner? We're losing. This is what happens. We're playing against a lot of Deus Exes. Seeing 3 cards off the top of R&D. We did shuffle 3 non-agendas, but we did also just shuffle our deck. So they just need a single point. Found a Psychic Field. Woo. Now they run HQ twice. 40% lose. Flag, that's it. Good game. I don't... Yeah. Yeah. I forgot Deus Ex is back. This card rotated, right? This was in the first cycle. It's back. Only thing this deck was missing to hard counter you was Film Critic. Yeah, Film Critic would have been kind of bad. Yeah, it has. Jeez. See you around. Ah, it's been a while. Biz has played a lot of Netrunner back in the day. Alright, for those who just tuning in, it's basically just 11 o'clock, and if you can't hear it, my voice is kind of falling apart. I thought actually we'd cancel the stream tonight because I probably didn't want to talk too much, so we're just going to take off probably an hour early tonight. For what it's worth, looking back at this deck, like, I think this deck needs some tuning, definitely, but, like, the archetype still stands, and, like, we got one of the big cards that rotated out of it, Fetal AI, which actually is a pretty reasonable card. 3 net damage is a lot of net damage in the deck. And Obakata made this a lot stronger. I think the dedication ceremony so far hasn't proven to do anything. Maybe we need more advanceable traps, I can't tell. It's hard to tell, but you need to tune these things. I do like the preemptives. Maybe actually Rashida is good, because back in the day we had Jackson for card draw, and this deck entirely doesn't have Jackson, and this deck also wants money. I just don't think there's enough non-advanceable traps in this deck to like warrant being scared of them. So also the Ice Suite could get some love. I don't think Slot Machine's good enough. I think Pop-Up Window is probably better, just because it does give you money, and Slot Machine represented more attacks for the runner than anything bad for us, and I think we just wanted more money because we spent a lot of turns clicking for those credits, some sweet credits. That's it. We'll be back next week with Pat, who's meant to be here this week, so same time, same place. Tune in for that. If you want to go watch, I highly recommend go back and check out the self-modifying code YouTube. Go ahead and check out the Nisei single system core tournament that was on this weekend. Why is that not loading? That's really weird. But you can check out the top 16 that was on Sunday. Is the internet down? That's actually an issue if that's the case. Is Google down? Uh-oh. Before the stream goes down, maybe. Hopefully you have a good evening. I don't know what's going on with that. Patrick is coming over for Valentine's Day. Is that actually Valentine's Day? Am I streaming on Valentine's Day? Oh shit. We gotta figure that out, huh? Cheers for the stream. Thank you. Enjoy your week. We'll be back next week. Ciao.